Coming to you from Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, normally the home of the New York Islanders, Cablevision Sports presents the New York State Wrestling Championships. 43 years of history and 40 years have gone by since the States have been on Long Island. Hello and welcome to Uniondale, New York, Nassau Coliseum, the site of the New York State Championships this year. I'm Keith Urizari, glad to have you with us. Alongside me on the call is Hal Sass and Tom Howard. And Tom, I'll turn to you first. You've been around wrestling for a long time. What does this mean for Long Island to host the States?
Well, it's great to come back to Long Island. It's been 40 years since I've been down here at Walt Whitman High School back in 1966. I was a junior in high school at the time, and I remember sitting in the stands and watching Donnie Fay from Island Trees win the state championship that year. But that was a high school that held 1,500 people. We're going to have about 10,000 people here today. It's tremendous.
And Long Island doing pretty well in the standings on Division I level.
Absolutely. Section 11, Suffolk County is doing very well. They're in second place right now. Section 5, Rochester is in first place with 233 points. Section 11 in second place with 206. And Section 8, that's Nassau County, in third place with 184.5. But Section 11 has 7 wrestlers in the finals. They could do damage, and they could definitely push Section 5 for the state championship.
So this is the state championships. Obviously, there's some great matches. What match are you looking the most forward to?
135, 2 Long Islanders here. Steve Delorenzo and Dave Ingram. Steve Delorenzo from MacArthur, Howie Greenbatt's Charger, going against Dave Ingram from East Islip, Guy Leggio. Those two coaches have matched up before. They're both Suffolk County wrestlers in the past, but one's going to be pulling hard for Nassau and his man tonight.
Well, that's a quick look at Division I. Now let's move to House Ass for Division II. And Division II is known as the small schools. They're on a big stage today.
Well, Peter Gabriel had a song called Big Time, and that's exactly what it is tonight. It's big time for these wrestlers. A lot of them coming from small schools. And, there's a lot of nervous energy on these mats. And one of the big things, it's a 6-minute wrestling match, but you've got to look at the first minute. It's going to be more of a feeling out process. These kids have not wrestled against each other. They don't know much about their opponent.
How, when you look at the standings on the Division II level, the upstate kids, they're doing their thing.
Unfortunately, Suffolk and Nassau County not at the top. It's Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, and Albany in the top 4. Suffolk right now is at number 8. Nassau County, they are in 10th place as we go into the championships.
And Hal, what match are you most looking forward to?
Jared Ruder, Dave Marble from upstate New York, from Harpersville, Section 4 in Binghamton. This should be a great match. He's the only Long Island competitor in the finals in Division II at 125. He won the Suffolk Championship, had a great match last week. He'll look to do better today.
All right, that's a quick look at Division II, Division I, Division II. It's all coming up. But first, the Parade of Champions. Come back with us right here on Cablevision Sports.
Here's to the moment. A time when fires burn. A time when we soar far and long to experience triumph. Here's to experiencing the thrill of a lifetime. The High School State Championships.
Love is the answer to all questions. Hope is the breath that keeps my spirit alive. Smiles are the world's most plentiful resource. Easter Seals changes the lives of people living with disabilities. Learn how at easterseals.com. Be an angel of change.
And welcome back to the New York State Wrestling Championships, Nassau Coliseum, Uniondale, New York. Glad to have you with us. And right now we're taking a look at the dual meet champions from Division I and Division II. Jantzen City from Section 4 and Tioga also from Section 4. Jantzen City Division I dual meet champs and the Division II champions are Tioga. Why don't you talk a little about that, Hal?
Well, Jantzen City, they are the Wildcats. They are the large school champ. Pete Capone is the head coach, and Tioga, the Tigers, are the small school champs, coached by Josh Rowe. It's the first small school state title in school history for Tioga. And for Jantzen City, it's the third time in 8 years that they've been selected, and it's something that's voted on by the coaches, Tom. That's always important.
It certainly is. Jantzen City's had a long, great history. Actually, Jack Stambro from Lindenhurst High School went up to Jantzen City back in the early 1970s and has been there, was there for years. And the Pete Capone's New York State champ, Tommy Capone, his brother, New York State champ, both took over. They were Section 3 guys. Now they're down to Section 4, winning state championships.
Good look at the champions from Jantzen City and Tioga, and obviously a lot of these kids, as well as all the kids we'll be seeing throughout the evening, they're champions in their own right. And Tommy, you spoke about what it is to have this here. the New York State Championships at Long Island. What's going through the minds of a lot of these kids as they get ready for a state championship?
Well, a state champion is the pinnacle of what, of everything you've worked for all year. So basically what the kids are doing is they're really just in their mindset right now. They're not worried about anything but their match. It's tough, though, to be the 275 guy and have to wait the whole evening to get to that point. Our first bout, we're going to see Paul Liguori from Monroe is going to be that 96, and that's what you want. You want to get right out there, get with the crowd, and get into it.
Hal, I'll tell you, obviously, Suffolk County, Nassau County Championships we covered last week, and the kids were focused. But I looked around before time, and you just see these kids just have a different look about them.
Well, you walk into this arena. These tournaments last year was up in Albany. They had it at the Pepsi Center. They've done it up in Broome County and stuff like that. But there's something about Long Island. I mean, this is a big-time event for them. And they walk into the Nassau Coliseum. They actually had to start this 15 minutes late because there were so many fans trying to get in. And it just is amazing that after all these years, Tom, 40 years before it came back to Long Island, and as you mentioned, how it went from being at a small high school to the Nassau Coliseum.
Absolutely. And again, it's grown every single year. When they went to the two divisions now, we're up to 10,000, 12,000 people coming at the Pepsi Arena. They had 9,500. We're going to break that record here on Long Island. I truly believe that. And so it's just great for wrestling throughout New York State.
The other thing, we talk about the team championships and stuff. When you look at Johnson City and Tioga, you talk about teams. They don't have any wrestlers in today's finals.
No,
but it's nice that they're out here. They're on the mats. They had people that competed earlier, but they're able to take it all in right now.
Well, they're loaded in every single weight class, both of them. They're loaded. You can see a good look here, and you take a look at Johnson City right there in the maroon, Tioga right behind them in the blue, and you look at the crowd here in Nassau Coliseum. We have a great crowd here this evening. They're all anticipating some great finals.
Wow, look at that. Sometimes I don't know if you get that kind of crowd for the Islanders all the time here.
Well, you can see that the one end of the arena is a little empty, but the other end of the arena has a great crowd, and it's just sort of a horseshoe right up to the top.
Now, Tommy, let's talk a little about some of the matches, Division I level. In the Open, we spoke about a couple of matches you were looking forward to. What else are you looking forward to in the Division I level?
Well, I think the 215-pound match, again, another Long Island final. Eric Burnett from Uniondale against Matt Ferber from Sachem East, and that should be a good one. And right off the bat, the first match of the night, Paul Liguori of Wantor. Wantor hasn't had a state champ since 1969. They're looking for a state champ here tonight, and hopefully they'll get back to it. Here's Casey LaNave, a 7th grader. He has a chance of being a 7th grader winning a state title. You could win it as a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. That could be incredible. So you have a 7th grader going for a state championship against a 9th grader in Paul Liguori. 7th
grader could be unprecedented. Now, Hal, let's talk also on the Division II level, other matches you were looking forward to as well.
At 160, Eric Decker out of Bainbridge, up in Section 4 in the Binghamton area. You talk about an outstanding wrestler. 6 Section 4 titles. The only person ever to do that. He'll be going to Virginia Tech next year to wrestle. He's looking for his 3rd state title. And he's just been a phenomenal wrestler. He comes in with a record of 41-2 this year. One of those strong defensive-type wrestlers, but boy, if he just gets an inch, he'll take it. I look forward to that one.
Division I, Division II, the New York State Championships are coming up. Stay with us right here on Cablevision Sports.
Gold medal swimmer Amanda Beard.
When America's national symbol, the bald eagle, was threatened with extinction, we responded with the Endangered Species Act, a law which now protects more than 1,000 different species. But as some species recover, others become imperiled. Let us pledge to the next generation that we will help protect America's wildlife heritage for them.
Thanks, Amanda.
Join me and Defenders of Wildlife to help save something wild. Visit defenders.org.
And we are back at the New York State Championship, just about ready to start this one. I want to let you know that the rights to this broadcast have been granted by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, representing over 1,500 secondary schools across the state of New York and the more than 500,000 boys and girls who participate annually in New York State Public High School Athletic Association, Inc. sponsored athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this programming without the written consent of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, Incorporated is strictly prohibited. And we will have 2 matches going on throughout the evening, Division 1 and Division 2. You can see it on your screen right there. Division 1 will be on the right side, Division 2 on your left. We'll be focusing all of our attention on Division 1, and we'll get you as many updates as possible on Division 2. And it should, Tommy, be an excellent night for wrestling.
Looking at the matchups that we have some tremendous wrestling. I mean, remember, these guys got to the New York State Finals. 90% of them have one loss someplace along the line in their year, but it's because they've been out of state. All these kids wrestle all over the East Coast of the United States. So if they do have a loss, it's because they take on challenges at different ways at different places. But a lot of these guys you also see are undefeated, haven't lost that this year, defending state champs, second in the state. I mean, just excellent, great wrestling coming to us.
On the Division 2 level, it'll be Chris Conti and Brian Stevens. We'll update you on that one later. Now on the Division 1 mat, there you go on that blue Long Beach mat. It'll be Casey LaNave taking on Paul Liguori of Wantagh.
And Paul Liguori, we saw in the Nassau County Finals last week, did a great job. There hasn't been a Wantagh state wrestler since 1969. John Henney of Wantagh back in 1969. Won his state championship, and now Wantagh has another one here, a hopeful in Paul Liguori, who's only a 9th grader, taking on Casey LaNave, a 7th grader. Here we have a possibility of Casey LaNave, if he wins this, having a 7th grade state champ for the first time in New York State history, and the possibility of him going on to be a 6-time New York State champ. We currently have a 4-time state champ in Jesse Jantzen and a 5-time state champ in Troy Nickerson, which happened last year. Good look there at Paul Liguori. Now we look at Casey LaNave, the 7th grader coming out, and they're getting ready to start this bout.
And we will start it up once again. LaNave is in red, and Paul Liguori of Wantagh, 38-0. He's in green.
And one of the things you want to do is get that first takedown. He gets all the butterflies out. He's in good on a dump. He's looking for his fireman's there. He's in tight, and he has it. Has his fireman's, goes to his half, and he has him on his back early in the match. And this is great confidence booster. Didn't get points. I'm not sure what he got. Yeah, he did. He got a 2 point. He's going to get 2 back points there, so he's up 4-0, and he has to watch himself. Don't let him out. Try to break him back down to the mat. Lift and trip down. But he's up 4-0, which really gives Paul Liguori some confidence. I had the ability to sit next to his dad during the semifinals today, and his father, you talk about a hyperactive man, he was really, really concerned about how Paul wrestled, but he won the match. He was able to, stay down the whole 3rd period, not get turned over, and ended up winning the match, doing a great job. Okay, good look there. That's Rick Perkins and Jason Goldman. They're the coaches from the Chenango Forks High School, Casey LaNave. On the other side, we'll see in a minute. Good lift and drop, but you're using a lot of energy by doing that. You want to try to keep him on the mat if you can.
And the Wantagh coaching staff, you just saw them. And
actually, we have a flip-flop, I believe. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We have him flip-flop right here.
Now, Tommy, let me talk to you about this. Obviously, Paul Liguori, great start for him. Starts off 4-0. How disenchanting is that for a 7th grader to come down and right away be down that early?
Well, he's a great wrestler. He's 7th grader, but he has a lot of matches on his belt. And you see right there, Liguori says, I'm going to turn him loose. I feel comfortable on my feet. But remember, he only has 1 takedown with back points out of that, so it's only 1 takedown. He feels comfortable on his feet, but he thinks he may have that fireman's dump. And heavy on the head, look for the quarter Nelson on the head. He's going to go one way and try to shrug back the other if he can. Get his 2. Go hard one way, shrug back the other way. Come down. You have to bring him back to the mat, though. You don't have him on the mat. It's going to... bring him back in. Don't let your feet go out of bounds. And he does. No points. And you can see those toes in there, but the knees hit down. Good call by the referee. The official is right on the corner as we take a look over here at the Division 2, 96-pound. We're back over to Division 1.
Oh, we're going to be going back and forth all night.
Well, they're going to get me confused. They're going back and forth. Luckily, I can see the car on the mat. One more time, Liguori getting behind me. He has to bring him down inbounds. Don't let him walk out. Bring him back, lift, and bring down. And he got it. There's his 2.
There's another 2. So 6-1 now, Liguori, as we near 10 seconds left in the first period.
And he's doing a real good job the first period, controlling the flow of the action. Too high there. He has to hold him. 5 seconds. It's going to be tough to hold him. You may have to let him go. He got out of bounds. That's good. Smart man, still in control. Paul Liguori, 38-0 this year, 87-12. Only a freshman, 24 pins this year. 87-12 in his career.
How impressive freshman is Liguori, huh?
Could have a class there. Oh, good call.
So no calls, remains 6-1. That's the end of your first period, and wait and see who won the toss.
And that's Paul Liguori. That's Paul Liguori's coaches right there. That's Frank Rizzo and Jim Murphy. Exactly.
So they choose to start from a stand-up. so far this seems to be favoring Liguori when they're standing.
Yeah, it was Liguori's choice. And this afternoon, in his semifinal match, he had choice and deferred, and then the third period chose down, and that's what drove his dad crazy, because he feels he's great on his feet. Out of bounds, he doesn't get the 2 on that one. But again, he's using that fireman's great, but the fireman's going to be defending. He's used that 2 or 3 times. I'm sure that Casey LaNave is going to start to defend that. You can see his coach over there, Frank Musio, Jim Murphy in that corner. I'm sorry, Jason Goldman and Rick Perkins in that corner saying, hey, watch that fireman.
So many coaches in this tournament, very difficult to keep track of them. We're trying our best to keep track of the athletes, let alone the coaches. For Paul Liguori, in his last matchup, he knocked off Cody Ruggirello, and he was from Valley Central. And Casey LaNave knocked off Sean Bond, and Sean Bond is from Watertown, Section 3. 1:15 remaining in the second period. Not a lot going on right now.
You can see now Liguori not in a good position. He likes to get that inside tie. Doesn't have it there, having his arm control, but getting back in, he's able to break free. They get a fresh start. He's able to start from his feet, and that's where he feels most comfortable, on his feet.
58 seconds now remain in the second period. The 96-pound Class 1 New York State Championship.
And again, one more time, looking for that fireman. He tried to shoot in a single, didn't get the single, went to switch, looks for the fireman, gets his hips down low, wants to try to roll him with that. Not in position to do it now, but they're going to be out of bounds to get another fresh start.
Not only a great opportunity for these 2 youngsters to have an opportunity, obviously, in the New York State Championship, but you're wrestling at the Nassau Coliseum, a major arena, the home of the New York Islanders. Obviously, a great tradition for the Islanders, and it could be a great tradition starting, hopefully bringing wrestling back to Long Island.
Well, I heard some people talking outside before, and you want to know what they're looking for? They're looking for Madison Square Garden. They said they really did. I hear these people talking and said, hey, why doesn't the PSAO, that's the city team, get there? You see, again, Coach Musio and Murphy saying, hey, we're doing a nice job, 8-1, we're in control. He may lose his point right here, though. 10 seconds, he wants to try to control that wrist. Nope, stalemate, he gives one and says, we're both up. Stalemates him, so it's 8-2 the score.
Hey, Tommy, I'll take the ride over to Madison Square Garden. Why not? 8-2 right now, Liguori, as we wind down this second period, and that's the way it will remain. 8-2 as we head towards the third.
And LaNave is going to choose down, so Liguori has to ride, but he can turn him loose if he chooses to. He rode him for a little while in the first period, but used a lot of energy doing it. I don't think he's going to ride him too long here. He'll just turn him loose and let him go. In on the single.
Still no control.
Basically, he's going to stalemate there. He's going to hang on to that leg. They're not going to be able to do anything. Neither person's probably going to get, and there's the referee right now giving us a stalemate.
So LaNave once again will start on the bottom with Liguori behind him. And Liguori not wanting to give up anything at all. Now they both go out. Did they give him any points? Nope, they did not. They say he went out too quick.
And that's referee Dale Robin out there, and he's saying exactly that. He's saying you still had control before you left. Okay, now they're going to start. He's going to turn him loose. He said, I've had enough of this. I'm working too hard. When I know I can give one and take you down for 2, I'm not going to expend all that energy.
LaNave from Section 4 and Liguori, of course, from Section 8.
Now, one of the things Liguori has to watch for now with 1:25 left is he can't give up the 5-point move. He can't give up a throw. He can't shoot. Nice job right there with the duck under. You see LaNave trying to get the duck under to get the 2. If you're going to give anything, give it 2. Don't give an upper body throw. You got to watch now your lateral drops. You got to watch tie-ups high. You want to shoot for singles and you want to stay low. A 5-point move could put you into a tie 8-8. You just don't want to do that. You have a state championship about a minute away right now. Keep that wrist. As long as he keeps that wrist, he's in good control.
LaNave trying to get behind him, can't. How close is this to stalling?
Well, I mean,
now Little picks up 2 points.
He says, "I'll let you get behind. I'll give you 2 points because now it's 8-4, 8-5 actually with the point there."
50 seconds remain in this third period,
and you're going to have to turn me on my back for 3. So I'm going to, I feel very comfortable being on the bottom right now. I'm not going to get turned over. You got a cradle though. Don't let him cradle you.
LaNave still riding.
And you can see Dale Robin looking very closely for the storm. He wants to see, is he trying to get out? And he does. He turns him loose. They go out of bounds, butt heads a little bit there. 25 seconds left. It should be 9-5, so it would be a 4-point move just to tie this thing up.
Liguori in green, LaNave in red.
Remember, Liguori was the guy on his feet in the beginning. He shot. They looking for that fireman's one more time. Stay heavy on that leg. All you got to do is hang on to that leg. It'll be a stalemate. You can't get called for stalling there. Double up on that leg. Don't hold it with one hand. Double up on the leg and hang on tight the final 5 seconds. The referee says we're going to call a stalemate and come up. And this is 6 seconds away from our first Long Island state champ of the 2006 season.
With 2 seconds remaining. Paul Liguori, you can hear it. The crowd is loving it. And Paul Liguori is your 96-pound Division I champion. Tom, how impressive was Paul Liguori? He started off quick.
He did a great job. Again, it was his fireman's in the beginning. He used his takedowns. His dad has to feel really great about this because he used his 2 takedowns in the beginning, take down the back points to get a 4-0, and then a 6-1 before anything ever happened. If you're a 7th grader and you're down 6-1 in the state finals, it has to be discouraging.
And now with the 96-pound victor and Paul Liguori, Section 8 victor for Division I. Let's check out what happened on the Division II level with Hal Sass.
We had Chris Conti of Fredonia from Section 6 in Buffalo, 37-4, taking on Brian Stevens from Holland Patton with a 43-1 record. And boy, this match was all Chris Conti. The first minute or so of the match, Stevens was in control, but then Conti took over. He led 2-0 after 1, picked up 2 points in the second, led 4-0. And in the third, Conti started out on top, and he held his ground the entire 2 minutes of wrestling, and he celebrates the championship for the sophomore. His father is the coach, Alex Conti, along with Greg Betts, and they celebrate the championship. 96 pounds goes to Chris Conti of Fredonia. Back to you, Keith.
So Conti takes the Division II crown, and now we'll move to the 103-pounders on the Division I level. It's a Section 2 kid and a Section 5 kid, Jeremy Cuomo from Chalmont and Zack Ellis, from Brighton.
Jeremy Cuomo, very, very tough. He's a 37-0, 180-12 on his career. He's only a junior, 4-time class champion, 3-time Section 2 champion, 3rd in New York State last year, in 2004, and didn't place last year. Came in and just had a bad tournament. But there you're looking at Zack Ellis. He's from Brighton High School, coached by Brian Darling and Adam Grillo. He's only a sophomore, 36-7. But his strength really is his grade point average, close to a 4.0 grade point average. He's going to be able to pick any college he wants to wrestle at.
And now we are joined by Greg Sarah, Newsday writer. And first of all, great article yesterday with the history of this.
I got to tell you, it was. I credit a lot of that to Andy Slauson. He is a tremendous asset to Newsday, and he is a historical buff. He knows everything about wrestling, and he did most of the work on that.
Everything about every sport. You name a sport. You know, he was telling me about Miller plays badminton too. You got to watch out for Andy.
He's great.
Early on, nice to see a Long Island kid in Paul Liguori get a victory in the 96-pound, huh?
You know, it's been 37 years since Wanto has had a champion, and the first in Frank Musio's career as a coach, and he is set to be retiring this year, so it's a great way to go out. Congratulations to those guys over at Wantor.
They do a great job with their program, too, and you can see that. Nice job. As you see, quick takedown right here by Cuomo. Trying to look for back points. He has a good tilt on there. And he only got 1 back point and 1 count out of that. That's our referee out there, Gunnar DeYoung. And Gunnar only got 1 count out, and Cuomo goes
see what they score this now, if they go 2-0 or 3-0.
No, it's only 2-0.
Stays 2.
Yep.
Now, Greg, for you, what's been the most fun part about having this down here, the New York State Championships?
Oh, you didn't have to travel, and I just came home from the Dominican Republic.
Playing some baseball now, huh?
Yeah, my 2 little boys, Jeffrey is 9 and Greg is 15. They got to play in the Dominican the last week in 2 tournaments. And I got off the plane at JFK and drove right over to the Nassau Coliseum to watch the New York State Wrestling Championships. And I've been covering these championships since 1986, and I've been trekking up to Syracuse and Albany, and it's nice to be able to just drive down the street.
Bring out to you, you think about now at CW Post, they had the Nassau County. Suffolk was a great championship. I mean, Long Island loves their wrestling.
I think it says a lot about the people's passion here on Long Island, that it is a hotbed for wrestling, and that we've produced a lot of the tremendous wrestlers that have gone on to the NCAA, like Jesse Jantzen and some other people. And I think that the people have come out in support of wrestling, and I think it says a lot about Nassau and Suffolk County.
Nice to see 11 of the 15 finals from either Nassau or Suffolk too. That was, that was good.
Well, that makes my job really hard because we got to watch every weight class.
Well, it gives you a lot of things to write about, though.
But you can talk during this one. So you can come here and you can talk when Zack Ellis and Jeremy Cuomo are out there. And you see Cuomo leading 2-1.
And Cuomo from Chalmont and Ellis from Brighton.
You laugh about that, but it's difficult when you have a Nassau finalist against a Suffolk finalist because it's got a lot of Long Island flavor, and you're going to have a winner and a loser in the final. So it's really difficult on one end and really euphoric on the other end.
Let me ask you, what matches coming into the finals were you the most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the final at 2:15.
Ferber and Burnett?
Yeah, I think Eric Burnett is a sleeper, but I know Matt Ferber is a stud from Mount Sachem East, and Ferber has a lot going on. He was second in the States last year and came up just a little bit short. I think he has some unfinished business here, and Burnett stands in his way.
And Ferber will be headed down to play football at Lafayette after this.
And I believe Burnett's going to Old Dominion to play football, too. So both guys will be playing football in college. But when you have Sean O'Hara on one shoulder and Isaac Ramaswamy on one leg, he's been working real hard in the room with those two little guys all year.
Well, it's like ankle weights. What's interesting, in one of the finals tonight, you have to, and in that Ferber-Burnett final, it's like a reunion of Sachem coaches that all wrestled together. Sean O'Hara at Sachem North wrestled with Timmy Godoy at Sachem under Jack Mahoney. So it'll be truly a Long Island final with Long Island coaches all about Sachem.
A nice way to watch Jack Mahoney go out. He left last year, but he's been around. He was actually in both corners. You'll see him in Iorio's corner for Sachem North where he coached, and then you'll see him back in the corner sitting behind, like you said, Isaac and Sean when Ferber goes out, because he still keeps himself in the room. That's for sure.
Jack Mahoney is proud of everybody that came out of Sachem, and I'm sure he'll be proud that Godoy has a kid in the finals, but make no mistake, he is rooting for Ferber to win that championship. And I got to say, Jack was a class act his entire career. He helped me a lot when I was a reporter early in my career, and you can't find a better guy for the sport of wrestling.
Agreed 100%.
Once again, Newsday staff writer Greg Sarah joining us and taking a look at this match, the second period, 103 pounds as we near 1 minute. Cuomo leads 2-1.
Yeah, Cuomo's doing a great job of riding, too. He's got, he has his hips tight. He's been in there the whole time riding and really controlling the whole match. However, the score's only 2-1. All Ellis needs is a reversal at some point. He's going to be up by a point. So you see referee again. That's Gunnar DeYoung getting right in there, taking a look, make sure we're trying to turn him, and there he is. And he's going to get, he just, again, 1 count, 2 count, he got his 2. He's going to get 2 points out of this with a good tilt.
Cuomo in red and Ellis is in green. Cuomo goes up 4-1. 34 seconds remain in this one now. Greg, obviously Suffolk and Nassau have put up very good numbers on the Division I level. Suffolk looks like they may fall just a little bit short, but that's also a very nice thing for Long Island to have team-oriented, the actual standings going their way.
Keith, Suffolk has been the most dominant section in the state championships for the last 20 years. They've won 14 of the last 23 titles, 6 of the last 7. They'll come up a little short this year because Section 5 did a great job in the wrestlebacks. They had 6 guys place 3rd, and Section 11 came up a little short in the wrestlebacks. They had a couple guys place 6th and a couple other guys place 5th. So that will be the difference in the team scoring right now. Section 5, which is the Rochester area, leads by 27 points coming into the finals. It's not out of the question that Suffolk cannot pull it off and win the team title. It can happen.
Well, we're looking right now at Section 5 going down. If all 7 Suffolk wrestlers win, which is going to be a stretch, but if they all won and the Section 5 went down, that's all they need to do. No pins, no anything else. They could do it just by doing that.
Right, that could happen.
But looking at it, I think that probably 5 of the Suffolk guys are going to end up winning, and probably 1 or 2 of the Section 5 guys are going to end up winning. Therefore, that might throw it out.
Quickly, we are in injury timeout right now. Jeremy Cuomo is getting his arm checked. It looks like the right arm right now. So we'll see if he's going to be able to go through, and he will. Goes over to his coaches, and Tommy, we saw Nassau and Suffolk. These wrestlers, they seem like they just will not stop for anything.
Oh, yeah, no. Wrestlers, at this level, these guys are going all out. And you saw Cuomo earlier today. Cuomo knocked off Ricardo Gomez at Brentwood, and Gomez is a real tough one. I thought he might win the whole states, and Cuomo beat him 8-5 in the semifinals.
Well, Tom, as you know, your sons were wrestlers. This is a different breed of athlete. The commitment is incredible. These guys are absolutely in the best physical condition of any athlete in any sport, and you have to be tough to wrestle. If you don't have a toughness about you and you can't fight through an injury, you cannot be a wrestler. And
it's an individual sport. You're out there in front of everybody one-on-one. It's different than anything else. I've been a swim coach for years, and I know swimming is another grueling sport. But you know something? You're in the pool with 5 or 6 other kids. It just isn't the same as wrestling. You're out there by yourself.
It's all about individuality, but I'll tell you what, it's a tremendous thing for these kids to have guys on their own program and coaches behind them when they're wrestling, because they can feel that energy, they can feel that support.
And you look at that beautiful takedown. Again, slick and quick, doing a great job as Jeremy Cuomo, the junior out of Charlemont High School.
Cuomo from Section 2. Of course, this is the 103-pound Division I New York State Championship. 3rd period as we near closer to 1 minute remaining. 7-1 now, Cuomo.
And he's going to turn him loose one more time because he says, hey, I feel very confident on my feet. The only problem with this is when you turn him loose and you're up 7-2, if you just happen to get lateral drop and you give up a big 5-point move, you could have problems. But he feels like he's in cruise control right now. He's a good wrestler. He's defensive in the duck under. I mean, just slick. Nice.
Very nice move by Cuomo. 9-2 now.
And again, you'll see him ride for a little while. Once he feels, Ellis getting out, he's just going to turn him loose again because he feels on his feet he could beat him completely.
Greg, how do you think the competition here this year at Nassau Coliseum compares into the last couple of years that you've seen?
I thought there was more competitiveness throughout the divisions, that it was wide open. There wasn't as many returning state champions. You didn't see as many kids that come back that had the reputation other than a Ryan Patrovich and an Eric Decker. These guys wrestling this year, you didn't have a Troy Nickerson or a Jesse Jantzen. And that made it a little bit more intriguing because you didn't really know who was going to win a lot of the weight classes.
You take a look, Jesse, a 4-time state champ, and then Troy Nickerson, a 5-time state champ. I'm watching Casey LaNave, who was only a 7th grader. If he would have come through with a state championship, he would have had ability to be a 6-time state champ. That would have been something. But he went down, so Troy's record at least can only be tied and probably won't ever be broken.
Well, look at Paul Liguori. He wins his first state title as a 9th grader. He could potentially win 3 more, but we know it gets a lot more difficult as you go up in weight and as you mature, and it gets tough in the middleweights.
That's why Troy and Jesse were so great.
Right. Jesse Jantzen had that progressive weight. Every year he went up 2 weight classes and pounded everybody every year and went on to be an NCAA champion in Harvard.
And there's a look at your New York State champion on the 103-pound level, Jeremy Cuomo from Chalmont. Don't want to take anything away from him from Section 2. A great victory for him over Zack Ellis. And I want to thank you very much, Greg Sauer, for joining us.
Thanks,
and enjoy the rest of the wrestling.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy it. You guys enjoy it.
All right, thanks a lot. Now Let's go over to the 103-pound side on the Division 2 level. Hal?
Well, at 103, it was Nick Wilcox out of Green in Section 4. Only an 8th grader, came in 35-1, taking on Ken Kampnich from Immaculate Heart. 41-1 for the Section 3 participant. And it was 2-2 after 1. Kampnich looked like he was taking charge in the second, about a minute and a half in. But Wilcox got the first point to take a 3-2 lead. Kampnich got aggressive again, went in for the legs. Wilcox countered defensively for 2 points and a 5-2 lead. And he ends up holding on for a 6-score victory. Nick Wilcox out of Green, your New York State champ at 103.
And now back to Division 1 level, Jamie Franco and Tyler Mashkow of Islip, another Long Island kid on the 112-pound side.
Yeah, Tyler Mashkow, only a junior out of Islip. He's coached by Joe Patrovich, Steve Barry, John Ferrara, and they have a great AD in the room, Bob Panarello, a great wrestler for Bay Show years ago, and he's a wrestling man, so he helps out there too. But he's a 2-time Section 11 champ, 5th in the state last year. This is Tyler I'm talking about. But Jamie Franco from Section 9, who's in nice on the leg right there, as Tyler may come down, Tyler back to a single, and back trips him down and gets his 2. Jamie Franco, a 9th grader from Monroe Woodbury. He's a 2003 Rocky Mountain National Champion, 34-5 record.
Mashkow picks up the quick, too, and Mashkow 37-3. And you mentioned the records of these two, obviously very good wrestlers.
Look at the facial expressions right there of Jamie Franco, too. You know Tyler Mashkow is out mashing his man right now because he says, listen, state final, I came in 5th last year. I'm in the finals this year. I'm not messing around. I have 2 other guys later on, okay, in Lance Wade and Ryan Patrovich that can win. I don't want to be the guy who doesn't win. I want to give 3 to Coach Joe Patrovich, 3 New York State championships. So here he goes, looking to tilt him.
The interesting thing about the kids at this level, 112, 119 pounds, the lighter guys, they're still very strong, and they still know how to use all their leverage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, usually these guys are very, very quick. They know the moves, and that's why when you have a guy like Jesse Jantzen or Troy Nickerson, they were the lightweights who learned all the moves, and then as they got bigger, got stronger, they kept their moves, they kept their moving ability. They were able to move quickly. Joe Patrovich right there on the left, you got a good look at him with his Islip Buccaneer shirt on, and doing a great job of the program. He could be the first coach ever to have 3 New York State champions 2 years in a row. There's other teams we'll get as we get later and get near that point. I'll talk about that. But he could have 3 New York State champs this year, and he had 3 New York State champs last year.
In the semifinals, Mashkow was able to defeat Mike Daly 12-4. And Mike Daly came from MacArthur, another Long Island kid. And, of course, Jamie Franco knocked off Ryan Nicoletta 6-4. Nicoletta from Penfield, Section 5.
You see our referee out there, Guy Bowers. He's getting things set. He says, okay, we've got a fresh start. Let's start again. This Mashkow is up 2-0 with 16 seconds left to go in this period.
So now Mashkow's just going to try to ride the last 10 seconds out.
Well, he's using a good arm bar. He wants to kill it. He has a great ride right here because he's keeping his hips. Comes to the outside now. He's keeping his hips on top, so he wasn't going to give up anything. Can't stay like that. You get hit the storm, but he knew with 15 seconds it was a good ride.
So 2-0 Mashkow leads as we head into the second period. Mashkow deferred and decided they're going to stand up on this one, I believe.
Franco, it's his choice. Franco says this is what I want.
He chooses down. Okay.
I'll take down. I'll try to get in a 1-point escape. But remember, Mashkow rode him the whole first period, so maybe tough for him to get out.
Let's see what Franco can do. Can he get out of the grasp of Mashkow?
Again, put the bars of the arm up right there. Looking for maybe a double arm bar. Has it in nice and tight. Up. Referee, potentially dangerous. Referee calls potentially dangerous. And
you've got the best wrestlers, obviously, in the state. You also have some of the best referees.
Oh, yeah, all the refs. Each section is able to send 2 or 3 refs down, so you have the best refs from the section by point rating down here, and then they actually get rated and they go into the finals. So, yeah, the guys who've done a good job are out here tonight and doing a fantastic job.
Mashkow allowed Franco to get out, so it's 2-1 now.
Again, no points there because he didn't get behind the control. You have to bring him back in. Now he goes to a double. He has to keep him in. And he looks like he's fleeing the mat. I'll tell you, there's no call there, but definitely getting off the mat to avoid the takedown.
And we had it 2-1, and I have to admit, I thought that he escaped. I didn't realize that they didn't, and now they did put up the 1. So it is 2-1. We were correct.
Yeah, he'd given the escape before.
Right.
So no control right now, so he's going to bring it back in with the toes going on the line, which they do right there. And you see the referee. That's Guy Bowers right on top of the action here saying, hey, toes are on the line, you're out of bounds, let's get back and we'll have a fresh start in the middle of the mat.
And Coach Patrovich on the side just saying you needed to sweep the leg out.
Well, Coach Patrovich knows that right now Tyler is pushing the action. I haven't seen one shot out of Jamie Franco, but he's out, he has to get that right arm out of there, over the top, get your right arm out, and over the top, you're going to get your 2 right there. Come on. Right there. You got your 2. They got your 2 points. Come
now
on.
You got it.
I had it a couple of seconds earlier on that.
45 seconds remain in this second period. 4-1 Mashkow.
But to defend Guy Bowers, something in the state finals, you don't want to be too, things can happen. So you want to make sure that he completely has it before you give the 2. And that's exactly what he did in that case. He waited until he definitely had the 2. Although I felt he had it a couple of seconds earlier.
Mashkow is a junior. Franco is just a freshman.
Again, good. Barring the arm up really nice. Nice and tight. In complete control, up 4-1, and remember, Tyler Mashkow will have his choice in the last period. He's looking again to work the one-on-one with the wrist, with his left arm, barring the arm, and Jamie Franco not going over. But you can see also not thinking about getting out, just sort of hanging in there. I'm hitting for stalling down on the bottom.
And the seconds wind down, so we'll head towards the third period. 4-1 in favor of Tyler Mashkow.
Tyler chooses neutral for this last period. Says, I haven't been down yet to him. I'm not going to take a chance of him maybe throwing the legs in and riding me out or turning me over. I'm up 4-1. First shot that I've seen from Franco there. Good front headlock. Trying to get behind. Going heavy. Has to step behind to get control here. And you see Franco hanging on to that arm, but that's not going to do anything if you hook the leg. And there he goes. He's got to keep coming back behind. Tyler Mashkow needs to come behind and close the stalemate. We're going to start again.
1:33 remains in this third period. Franco of Monroe, Woodbury, and Tyler Mashkow of Iceland. Mashkow shoots. Franco defends it very well. Mashkow trying to get to that leg.
You saw Franco trying to just shrug Mashkow by. He said, I have none of this thing. Comes back. And again, stalemate. Come on. That's a very, very questionable call. And you see Joe Patrovich up saying the same thing. Come on, my guy's right there. That wasn't a stalemate.
You can hear the crowd. Definitely did not like that call.
Okay, you stay on the single. Watch your weight here. If you're Mashkow, you got to stay on that single leg. He got it. Come out behind. He got his 2. And you see right there. Nice job hanging on the single. And you can almost see the defeat in Jamie Franco's eyes with that, knowing now he's down 6-1 with 45 seconds to go. He knew giving up that takedown, everything he had hoped for sort of fell apart. And that's just a sad thing for wrestlers when you get to that point, because you build up everything for the state finals. You're completely pumped up coming into the state finals, and now all of a sudden the realization with 30 seconds to go that you're not going to win it is just incredible.
Nonetheless, Franco down by 5. He still could pull out some kind of 5-point move, but with the way Mashkow has controlled this match, doesn't seem very realistic.
Great job by the ISO coaching crew. Joe Patrovich, Steve Airy, John Ferrara, Bobby Panarello, the AD. These guys, Joe does such a great job. Ex-Farmingdale guy back in '72, and has really done a tremendous job with the ISO program, both football and wrestling.
Mashkow still on top of Franco. 10 seconds remain in this third period. The 112-pound Division I state championship is on the line, and it looks like it will be coming to Suffolk County's Islip's Tyler Mashkow.
6-1. Great job wrestling the whole time. Got that first takedown and just controlled the match from start to finish.
And Tommy, pretty big points received also for Suffolk County. Now let's go over towards the Division II mat and House S.
At 112, we got Jared Lemke from Section 6. Wearing the orange jersey, taking on Alex Ekstrom in the green jersey. It is 4-2 Ekstrom in the final 33 seconds. It's been a good match, scoreless after 1. It was 1-0 Ekstrom after 2. Lemke knew he had to get aggressive in the third and took charge. And now it's Ekstrom holding that 2-point lead. Has Lemke down, needs to control him in the final 20 seconds. Ekstrom doing a great job. Down to the final 9. Ekstrom with a 2-point lead, down to 4, 3, 2, 1. It is over. And it is from Section 5. Alex Ekstrom from Palmyra, Macedon, comes away with a 4-2 victory. And it was 2-2 with 42 seconds left in the third. But Ekstrom able to put 2 points on the board and pick up the 112-pound championship in Division II by the score of 4-2. Back to you, Keith.
And now we move to Division I level, of course, 119-pound championship. Greg Einfrank of Horace Greeley from Section 1, and Lou Ruggirello from Section 9, Valley Central. Ruggirello will be your green wrestler, and Einfrank will be your red.
And you got to look there, right there, of Ruggirello, coached by Paul Cummings, and Lou Ruggirello Sr. Okay, he's 44-1 this year, a 12th grader, as you can see right there, and he's a 4-time Section 9 champ, 2-time state champ in 04 and 05, and 3rd in the state in 03. So he is a tough one. And then you have your Section 1, Greg Einfrank from Horace Greeley High School, 38-0, 114 and 13 in his lifetime, 3-time Section 1 champ. He was 6th in the state last year.
The 119-pound tilt. Let's see what Einfrank and Ruggirello bring to the table.
Well, Ruggirello goes right from the beginning. He says, hey, I'm not messing around. I want to go and I want to get my points.
Einfrank of Horace Greeley is in the lighter blue uniform, and the darker blue uniform is Valley Central's Lou Ruggirello. And they'll still say no points. Now they will. 2 points for Ruggirello. Ruggirello riding Einfrank, and they'll say dangerous action.
Yeah, he got his quick 2. You see, he likes to bar up the arm. He uses his arm bars all the time, and just running a tight waist right now. Looking for his opening.
And the way these two got to this point, to the state championship, Lou Ruggirello knocked off Leah Tobias. And Leah Tobias of Johnson City Section 4 knocked him off 9-4, rather 15-2, I stand corrected. And Einfrank won 14-6 over Dan Mandera of Candiago also Section 5.
Now take a look at this. Ruggirello double bars the arms. He has a double arm bar in there. He cranks him over. You don't get out from the double arm bar for most people, and no one gets out from Lou Ruggirello. He looks like he has it all but locked up. He just has to watch his position on this because he could lose. He's not in that tight on that second bar. He could lose it, but he's in real good position right now. He's going to be getting his 3, and there is the pin. Lou Ruggirello, in 1 minute and 29 seconds, wins his 3rd New York State Championship.
Tommy, how impressive was Lou Ruggirello?
I mean, he had a mission. He went out to accomplish his mission. This Greg Einfrank, 38-0. It's his first loss this year, but unfortunately, he just met a buzzsaw in Lou Ruggirello.
Well, there's your New York State champion in the Division I level, 119, Lou Ruggirello. Now let's go over to Division II level of 119. It'll be Mike McAnally of Byron Bergen and Justin Seafried of Mohawk.
Wow, what a match this is. 2 undefeated wrestlers. McInerney out of Byron Bergen in Section 5 up in Rochester comes in 42-0. Justin Seafried from Section 3 up in Syracuse, 49-0. Wow, you talk about a great matchup. And we have a 2-0 lead at this point for McInerney. Had a 2-point takedown. Early part of the first period, both wrestlers, Tom Howard, were just kind of feeling each other out. Nobody really doing too much. And, you know, when you got 2 wrestlers that are so good, what do you look for as a wrestler? What do you look for as an opening?
Well, generally what happens is your coaches had scouted these guys before. He knows, you know, they'll tell you got to watch this. The guy likes to use arm bars. The guy likes to use cradles, whatever, you know ahead of time and have the scouting report. But once you get out on that mat, you sort of have to use your strengths. And you can see right here, Sean Brockman, the referee, makes the call right there, end of the period, and it's 2-0.
So 2-0 in favor of McInerney after the first. And referee will flip the coin. The decision will be made.
Seafried makes a decision. He says, I think I'm going to defer right now. McAnally, he has to make a choice. He says, I'm going to take down.
The officials come out on the mat. Apparently there was some blood on the mat. Of course, officials very quick to wipe up the blood. See it there on the right part of your screen.
In the semifinal matchup, Justin Seafried was able to knock off Michael Esteves 3-2. Esteves from Pleasantville Section 1, and McAnally shut out 12-0. Eric Johansson of Shireville, that's up in Section 2.
You know, Tom, when you talk about a 12-0 win, you know, we talk about the team points. Explain how the points are gained in the team competition.
Well, basically, it's a different format than it is in dual meets. You get 4 points for advancing. You get an extra point if you win by a major decision. You get an extra half point, and then you can get technical fall, an extra point, or if you win by a pin, you can get an extra 2 points. So you can get a maximum of 6 points for advancing, and that actually could be taken into place when we go back to Division I, because Section 11 is losing to Section 5, but has a chance to move up right now. Section 5 hasn't won in the Division I, and you can see right now, there's a real nice job of trying to crank with a half. He has that half in there really far, but great flexibility by McAnally.
Seafried in control, but
Sean Brockman saying to 45. You have to tilt to more than 45 degrees, and he's not able to do it. He's close, but he's not, and he's getting, I mean, Sean's just sitting right there saying, no, it's a 45. He's right on top. He says, you're cranking a 45, but you haven't gotten over. You have to break it. And right now, he looks like, he had the ability right there to really crank it and maybe get it over. Remember, he has his leg in there. He's using the Navy ride and potentially dangerous.
And that's why the officials blow the whistle. So it looked like he was in total control, but no more points put up on the board at that time.
Yeah, he wasn't able to turn him over. So remember, he's used 1 minute and 15 seconds. And there's no riding time in high school. In college, you had riding time. So, you know, if you're riding the person, you'd get a point for riding for a minute. But there's no riding time here, so that did absolutely no good for Seafried.
46 seconds remain in this second period of the 119-pound Division II New York State Championship.
The other thing, Tom, that's got to tire you out. He was in such control. Looks like he was going to score points. Didn't get the points, but he exerts a lot of energy.
Well, he had the half in there the whole time, so he was just cranking it over and just using the half. It's not big. It's more. I think it might be more tiring for the bottom man to try to fight off his back and not get turned over, but. Looks like he did a good job of coming out. He has pretty much energy there. Oh, and he gets his escape.
So that makes it 3-0. Referee signal to the back on the mat. 25 seconds to go in this match. 3-0 the score.
McAnally of Byron Bergen, Section 5. Justin Seafried, Section 3, Mohawk. And as you mentioned now, 2 undefeated wrestlers, so couldn't ask for a better matchup in the New York State Championship.
McInerney still holds that 3-point lead, final 5 seconds.
So 3-0 as we head into the third period. McAnally leads Seafried.
So 3-0, McAnally in front.
And I was going to say, I thought that McAnally was going to turn him loose, but he didn't. Actually back in good position right there. C3 trying to come out the bottom, has a leg in there. Needs to keep turning in, try to get his 1 point for the escape, and then you want to get 2 points for a takedown to tie this match back up. If he just gets a reversal, he's going to have to crank him. So you want to work for your 1 first, then work for your 2.
It's so difficult for these wrestlers who've not really seen each other. You can only scout so much during the wrestlebacks. The coaches come out, they'll try to see what's going on, see if they can pick up anything.
Good job right there. Nice. He's getting back points right now. Excellent job right there by McAnally. Turning Seafried over to his back. Has a figure 4 on the head.
McAnally in control here.
Yeah, he's just fighting off his back right now. Potentially dangerous one more time. Illegal head scissors. No, got an illegal head scissors. He didn't have a potentially dangerous. He slid his leg. You had to have the figure 4 and where you have the foot right into the bend in the leg. And if it slides down below that, then it's illegal head scissors. And that's what our referee Sean Brockman says. He says it went from 3. You got your back points. You had the figure 4. But then when it slid down, it's illegal head scissors. We're going to give 1.
Seafried got that 1 point right there. So it's 6-1 with 1:05 to go. And after Seafried, you've really got to make something happen, trailing by 5. But you would figure that McAnally should be able to figure out a way to hold him off in this final 59 seconds.
Well, remember, McAnally's been dominating most of the match. He may have a little cut in his lip now.
Yeah, he's going to go over. They'll check him out.
Check his nose.
So we're on the Division II match right now. The 119-pounders in the 119-pound Division 1 matchup. Lou Ruggirello pretty much discarded Greg Einfrank very quickly of Horace Greeley. Pinned him in the first period. And if you take a look at some of the early matches so far on the Division 1 level, Paul Liguori of Wantagh knocked off LaNave of Section 4, Chenango Forks. And in the 103-pound Section 2, Jeremy Cuomo knocked off Zack Ellis. And then in the 112-pound Division 1, Tyler Mashkow of Islip knocked off Jamie Franco of Monroe Woodbury.
I like the way McAnally is staying aggressive here. He's not sitting back. He's going to be the aggressor, and he's going to have to make Seafried really work hard if he's going to turn this match around in the final 34 seconds.
And remember, he's been controlling the action the whole match, and he feels very confident right now. He says, "Hey, listen, I think I can crank him one more time." He has he's just working across the arm, nice control. Going to twist that, and really, there's nothing at this point. If he comes out to the side, he's not stalling. Okay, he's controlling the wrist. He's able to turn him over here and tilt him.
Had a good lock on the wrist. Seafried gets up. Now is taken back down by McAnally. And his coaches on the sideline jumping up and down.
Well, no, he has a Turk riding right now, so he's not going to be able to turn back to his stomach, and he just takes it, and that is a championship, a 6-1 win for McAnally.
So Mike McAnally wins the Division II New York State Championship on the 119-pound level. He knocks off Justin Seafried 6-1. We'll step aside. You'll want to stay with us right here on Cablevision Sports for more New York State Wrestling Championship action.
Here's to the moment. A time when fires burn. A time when we soared far and long to experience triumph. Here's to experiencing the thrill of a lifetime. The High School State Championships.
Love is the answer to all questions. Hope is the breath that keeps my spirit alive. Smiles are the world's most plentiful resource. Easter Seals changes the lives of people living with disabilities. Learn how at EasterSeals.com. Be an angel of change.
Back at Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, Keith Rosario alongside Tom Howard and Hal Sass. Glad to have you with us for the New York State Championships. And now we move into the 125-pounders. Corey Jantzen of Shoreham Wading River taking on Dave Colagiovanni of Mailpack.
And this is a match I have been waiting for all night, okay? Corey Jantzen, 45-0, Sherwin Wayne and River, coached by Don Jantzen, Jesse Jantzen, and Joe Condon, and Dave Colagiovanni from Section 1 with a 34-2 record. 144 wins, 29 losses. He's a senior from Mahopac High School, but very, very tough. Has had a great tournament so far, and Corey coming in here looking for a state championship. Had a great semifinal match, and you can see right there, Corey gives up 2 early in the match.
Janssen's semifinal match was against Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, a good one coming in from Section 3, and Colagiovanni won 4-3 over Austin Mays, and Mays coming in from Shenandoah of Section 2.
Good look there, Jesse Jantzen on the left, 4-time New York State champion. His dad, Dave Jantzen, who county champ for Sherwin Wayne River back in 1973, I believe.
Let's see what they call on this.
Well, there's going to be the takedown, but then there's going to be injury time right after that because our referee out there, who is Mike Greco, just said he heard some kind of noise coming out of Colagiovanni. He said, hey, we got to stop it. We got a problem here. He gave a scream.
And they're calling the medical staff over immediately.
And you can see how upset the coaches are. Now, he must have been a headbutt or something because they're holding his head. My feeling is that they're wiping him up like there must be blood. So there must have been, let's just take a look right now as he comes down. Okay, there's a trip, and oh yeah, look at you can see the blood coming on the mat, and the head split right there. He got a good shot on his head right here. Watch as he trips back. Now watch the trip and watch his head come down, and bam, right back. It's bloody nose. I'm sure that's what it's going to be. It was the hit in the back, and the blood came out of the nose, and
now let's quickly go over towards match number 2. Hal?
Well, we have an injury timeout on Division 2 at 125. Dave Marble from Harpersville.
And let me talk about this for a second because they're both blood injuries. You get a 5-minute blood injury time. You get a 2-minute regular injury time. So if you hurt your arm, your leg, you only get 2 minutes. But for blood, knowing how long it takes, not only to clean up the mat, but also to clean the person up, to get the blood stopped, and you can see we're going to start again on Division 2, which is Jared Ruda. And we know that Mount Sinai kid. We saw him last week. He is great.
Jared Ruda, the only Long Island wrestler in Division 2 competing for a state title.
Hasn't given a takedown yet. Done up, right there. He gave us 2. And I was going to say, hadn't given him a good defensive job right there.
So Ruda picks up 2 quick points over Dave Marble.
Well, Marble, this kid is an unbelievable wrestler. 172-15, the all-time leader in victories at Harpersville High School, 2-time Section 4 champ. He'll be going to Bucknell to compete at the Division 1 level in wrestling.
And I'll tell you, Ruda had an incredible semifinal this afternoon. Usually, you have to be on in order to be wrestling in the States. But this kid, Anwar Gorez, who defeated Corey Jantzen last year in the state finals of Division 2, defeated him not in the state finals. He defeated him during the states and sent Corey back into the wrestleback round. He was 43-0 going into the semifinal today where Ruda beat him. So Ruda has done a great job. Right there, has he escaped, looking for his takedown.
Ruda wearing the blue and Marble wearing the red.
Can't do that. He's going to give up 2 again.
That's going to make it a 4-1 score. 6 seconds to go.
Yeah, right there with 6 seconds. You had to overhook and you had to try to stay in, not give up the point. Going down 2-0 after the first, 2-1 after the first period, it's not so bad. Going down 4-1 could be devastating.
On the Division 1 match, just to update you, that match that we're waiting to start up once again is Corey Jantzen and Dave Colagiovanni. And Colagiovanni of Mailpack took a headbutt. He's getting himself taped up, and they're hoping to get that one started as soon as possible. Right now, the injury time is just over 2 minutes.
And Colagiovanni, he has, you can see it's a forehead gash. They have him all taped up on the forehead. But Corey Janssen's been bleeding the whole tournament. So we're going to pick up a Division 1 right now. As you can see, they're still mopping the mat down. You're going to take one more look at what happened and how and it's his head, definitely. I thought it was his head. I'm just wondering if they bucked before that. He pushed the head. That shouldn't do anything right there. Then he shoots it on the single. Oh, there, that was the headbutt and the split right there. Now the blood's starting to come out, and that's exactly what it was. That was where the headbutt was.
So we are back on the Division 1 level. Colagiovanni of Mailpack, Jantzen, Shoreham Wading River. Only 27 seconds into this one, and early on it's a 3-2 lead right now for Jantzen. And let's see how much the injury will affect Colagiovanni.
I don't think it's going to affect him at all. I mean, there's just, your head splits open for a second, but Corey has such tight hips. You can see he's using his brother's signature crab ride right there. But they're both back on their feet. Have to bring it back to the mat. Usually expended a lot of energy right there. Rolls him and tries to get the, what you want to do is when you roll, and this is a Jesse Jantzen special, you get a roll, throw in the half with a crab ride and just try to crank him over and get your back points elevate with your legs. See Don Jantzen there on the right, talking to Jesse. Not too animated right now. Feels his son's in control. He says, okay.
I feel like Jesse and Don should have dyed their hair just like Corey for this one.
No. Everybody's an individual there. And you can see there, again, the crab ride. And that doesn't have a tight, so he's not going to get anything there, but he keeps on bringing him around.
Again, rolling out off the mat, so still Jantzen leading 3-2. 1:06 remains in this first period.
See coaches over there. That's Sal and Bimbo and Dom Odo. Joe Regan also is an assistant coach with Dave Colagiovanni. Okay, he's looking again, trying to clear, trying to get those back points out of there. And yep, he got it. He got a 1 count out of the official, but not a 2 count out of the official. That's Mike Recco, our official out there, and he says, hey, you cranked him, but you didn't crank him and hold him long enough. You have to hold him for 2 full seconds before I can give you 2 back points. 5 seconds, I can give you 3 back points.
So the score remains 3-2 Jantzen. 39 seconds remains in this first period.
Jantzen with the cross body ride in right now. See Coach and Bimbo saying, and there's a stalemate. Says we're going to get a fresh start. You're not doing anything with that, Corey. Let's get you a fresh start, and we'll go from there. 28 seconds remaining, as you can see, in the first period.
Jantzen in decent position right now, trying to roll him over. So he just remains in control. 18 seconds remains.
Trying to bar the arm up there. He's trying to work that arm bar in. Has a tight waist, looking for the arm bar. Throwing the half now and runs down 7 seconds. And there's his crab ride, and there's his back points. He's not in position, but he has 2 back points. He got his 2. And time expires, but he got his 2 back points out of that. Might have been able to hold him for 3, but again, a good job by Corey Jantzen with the crab ride, staying tight hipped, working the half, using the legs to elevate.
Colagiovanni won the toss and chooses to go down.
Coach is very discouraged right there with those back points. They didn't want their wrestler Dave to give up anything. Don Jantzen right there on the right-hand side. Looked a little concerned. One more time now. Nice job with that half.
Got a 3 count.
Yeah, that's going to give you 2 points so far, though. He breaks the arm, and that's the end of it. He'll get the 2 points right there. And they'll stop it. And let him put his headgear back on.
So Jantzen up 7-2 now, and Jantzen definitely in control of this match. Be some great team points to get for Suffolk County on the team standing side. Jantzen will start off on top, and Colagiovanni of male pack section 1 tries best to get out of the grasps of Jantzen.
Corey one more time, tight ride. Has a great tight waist. I mean, when you get underneath him and he starts squishing with that tight waist, you know he's in that room working out all the time. One more time. Stays tight. Brings him back. Looking to crank him back over. There goes the half.
Jantzen, an undefeated junior season, would love to finish it off that way.
Remember, he was the 2006 Eastern State champion. One more crank and one more time. Again, as a referee say, no, you don't have him over. Corey going to just go into a regular half now, so you got to get chest to chest there. It's not going to turn him, so you're going to have to give up on that.
And it really looks like Jantzen is having his way with Colagiovanni, pretty much tossing and turning him whichever way he wants.
Doing a good job of riding. I mean, he's riding him the whole way, and Colagiovanni just is frustrated right now because he's unable to get out. Usually you want to try to stand up, get one, maybe do a reversal. Unable to do that. Corey Jantzen, Section 11 champ in 2004, 2005, and 2006. 3-time Section 11 champ. 5th in 05 in the New York States. 2nd in the States back in 04 in his freshman year in high school. About 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from winning a state championship in his junior year. in complete control of this match right now.
As 10 seconds remain in this second period, Jantzen leading 7-2. Now, Colagiovanni, as you mentioned before, is a very good wrestler. I don't know. I mean, Jantzen is amazing, obviously. I don't know if you expected this much domination from him now.
Well, I thought it would be a very good match. You know, remember, the score still is only 7-2. I want to see what Corey chooses this time. And he's choosing down. I'm just surprised he's never been on top. You don't want to maybe give the guy a chance, but obviously Corey feels that he can escape with no problem at all. So you see the blood starting to come through a little bit through the bandage they put on top of Dave Colagiovanni's head.
That injury came almost immediately into this match. And I don't know if Colagiovanni has been the same since. And he lets him go, so it'll be 8-2.
And there they go again, a little head bang. Both guys overhooked, and Colagiovanni had Corey's wrist, but Corey says, I'm going to bring you back in. I'll get my toe right here. In complete control right now.
This is a dominating performance right now by Jantzen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to turn him loose. He says, okay, you know what? I'm good on my feet right now. I'm going to turn you loose. I'll make it 10-3, and I'll go to take you down again.
So he lets him go, 10-3 now, like you said.
Good shot, good spin, and that's it. Another 2, and that's it. We're going on our feet the rest of the time.
12-3, give him up again.
Nah, Corey feels very confident now. He says, we're going to go on our feet the rest of the time, and that's it.
So now we're up to 12-4. Jantzen leading this one. 1:24 remains in this third period.
No points, no points.
Still nothing.
Got to come heavy on the head right there. And they're going to call injury time because the blood is starting to drip out again.
Now let me ask you, how much does Corey remind you of Jesse?
Well, he has a lot of Jesse's moves, but you know, Jesse was Jesse, you know. And you want to know something? Corey's probably sick of hearing being compared to him all the time. Corey's himself, and I've watched Corey since he's been my son Evan and Jesse used to wrestle together for years when they were 7, 8, 9 years old. Evan, unfortunately, was stuck in Jesse's weight class too often, but Corey used to come around watching, and after that, we used to watch Corey and his sister, who wrestled up to about 8th grade. They were in all the kid tournaments, so I've watched Corey since he's first stepped on the wrestling mat.
Do you think Corey can be as good as Jesse on the collegiate level?
Well, I mean, it's just, it depends on where he wants to go and what he wants to do. I mean, they come from the same mold. They come, their dad and mom are great people, and he can do whatever he wants to do. He has to make that decision and decide where he's going to go.
Well, right now, Corey Jantzen dominating Colagiovanni of Mayo Pack in the 125-pound New York State Championship. Still making sure that no blood is coming out in there's a little blood still on the mat. So got to clean that up. Keith Irizarry, Tom Howard, Hal Sass, the New York State Championships at Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Jantzen, your green wrestler, and Colagiovanni, your red wrestler. And you can pick out Jantzen in any crowd with that yellowish-green hair.
Boy, those lime green shoes, they sort of stick out a little bit too.
Yeah, you can see those as well, yeah.
I like the way he matches.
Yeah. Good job on the double, lift, lock, bring down, and get his 2.
14-4.
And again, total domination of this match.
It would take a miracle for Mayo Pack's Colagiovanni to come back in this one. You can hear the crowd pretty quiet right now as Jantzen is dominating this one, and the match on Division II level has finished up already. We'll have an update on that in just a few moments.
About 20 seconds away from the state championship. He says, I'm going to turn you loose. I'm going to go for one more takedown and end this thing up. In heavy. Quarter Nelson, spin behind, get you 2, end the match. Don and Jesse, very excited, as you can see in the corner there, as Corey wins his first state title in his junior year. Says a little thank you, looks upstairs, and
so Corey Jantzen is your winner on the 125-pound level of the Division I. He is your New York State champion. Now let's go over to mat number 2, Division II level with Hal Sass.
Well, we saw Dave Marble and Jared Ruda going on early in the first period during the injury timeout in Division I. It was 4-1 after 1, 6-3 Marble after 2, and Marble was really in complete control. And Suffolk County and Long Island's only representative in Division II, Jared Ruda, falls by the score of 9-6. Dave Marble from Hartnersville, your 125-pound New York State champ.
And now we move back to the Division I level on the 130-pound level. It's Christopher Iorio of Sachem North and Kyle Borshoff of Pittsburgh.
And Chris Iorio, as you said, is a Section 11 representative. Remember, Section 11 just picked up another, 4.5 points there. So they're starting to gain on Section 5 for the team. Now, they started with 206. They're at 214.5 now. Section 5 still with 233. So we'll keep our fans abreast of what's happening with the team section championship. But right now, Chris Iorio, 33-2 as a senior, 135-17. Third in New York State in 2005, going against Kyle Borshoff from Pittsburgh. Good friend of mine, Tony Hagerman, was the AD up there for years, and she retired. And Kyle, I'm sure Kyle knows it very well. He's a senior, 43-0 record.
Obviously, this is a Section 5 versus a Section 11, so even bigger.
Key crucial matchup right here.
Iorio will be in the navy blue. He's your green wrestler. And Borshoff of Pittsburgh, he's in purple, and he'll be your red wrestler.
Sachem North, coached by Ray Picasso and John Abley, and Jack Mahoney's hidden over in that corner because he was the Sachem North coach for the last 30 years, and they are all hoping that Chris Iorio can pull off the win here against, as you said, against a Section 5 kid. That's a crucial matchup for Section 11 right now, team-wise.
Iorio knocked off Mark Burkhart 14-3 in the semifinals, and Burkhart of Scotia Glenville, that's a Section 2 school, and Kyle Borshoff won 4-1 over Doug Christensen. And Christensen came from Monroe Woodbury, a Section 9 school. And
I'll tell you something, he's in right now, but he has to hope he keeps those legs locked so they can get a stalemate, because they're giving Borshoff time to finish this up, and he does. He's not in bad position. Referee, they're looking for a stalemate. You can see right now Iorio is hanging in tight, saying, I want to clinch for a stalemate. I'm not going to move. But you can see Borshoff keep working those legs. And there it is. There's the stalemate. And that actually is advantage Iorio, because he was in a bad position right there.
Still scoreless as we near 60 seconds into this first period.
Pete Royce is our referee out there. He had a good look on that last one, and now they're back in again. And one more time, Borshoff in deep, and Iorio says, hey, I don't want to give it. I'm just hanging in, but I'm hanging in for a stalemate. And I don't know that we're going to get the stalemate call on this one. One more time. And there it is. There is the two. And again, Kyle Borshoff working so hard to get in there for that. 43-0. He's ranked number 1 in the state at 135 all year, and he came down to 130 for the state tournament. And the Section 11 and the Section 8 kid are at 135, so both those guys are thanking goodness that happened. And you can see right now, a little split there. He rolls it back. He's getting back points, and that is it. He is in trouble.
And Iorio doing the best gets out. So I think he gave up 3 back points on that, so it should be 5-0.
Yep, just lace legs, split. Brought him back over, got his back points, and Chris Iorio is in deep trouble.
Down 5-0, not an easy task to come back from.
Well, it's not just down 5-0. It's looking at the way Borshoff is wrestling right now, early and potentially dangerous call right there.
And Borshoff looks great.
Pete Royton with the call.
See if Iorio can get an escape and try to get on the board with 8 seconds remaining.
Got to keep your head up, can't have your head down on the mat if you want to get out.
He won't escape. It'll be 5-0 after 1. Tough start for the 33-2 Christopher Iorio taking on Borshoff, who's undefeated at 43-0. And Borshoff will start off on the mat.
We're going to have a caution here. Nice, let's just get set. Okay. So Borshoff moved his legs initially.
Tommy, over the years, have you seen a difference in the upstate wrestlers as opposed to Long Island wrestlers? Are there any kind of different styles or anything?
No. The styles are basically
pretty much all the same.
All the good wrestlers, freestyle. So a lot of them are using tilts now, and it used to be a half in the cradle and then arm bars. Now a lot of them use tilts and gable bars, and but no, the styles aren't really different, really upstate or downstate. It's just there's really good competition downstate, and that's why Section 11, Section 8 have done well over the years in the state championships. But now that you look at the large schools, small schools, Section 11 and Section 8 are not faring at all well in the Division II championship. So it's just, New York State has good wrestling periods. You see the escape right there for a 6-0 lead, and Kyle Borshoff in total domination right now.
6-0 right now. Borshoff taking it on Iorio. Christopher Iorio of Sachem North.
Iorio leaving that right leg out there hanging. Borshoff.
Anytime Iorio tries to shoot, he just can't get in there.
Well, again, Borshoff, great defensive wrestler, but also good offensive wrestler. You see, he just sort of shrugs him by. Take the double shot right here, knowing you're out of bounds, and you get a fresh start back in the middle. Pete Reutzer, our referee, brings it back to the middle and starts him again.
Sitting on the bench for the Sachem side, the Sachem North Christopher Iorio, Isaac Ramaswamy, actually a coach now at Sachem East, but he is sitting on the bench.
Isaac used to work with, again, these guys all work with Jack Mahoney. So
right, they're all Sachem guys.
Exactly. And
Isaac was a good wrestler in his own right.
One of the best Greco-Roman wrestlers in the United States. He's tremendous.
Still, Iorio just cannot crack through and figure out Borshoff.
Nice.
Great
What
move by
just,
Borshoff.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, doesn't get anything because the line is right there, but just sweeps and goes behind. Did that in the middle of the mat. He'd have his 2.
So this is one of the more dominating performances we've seen so far tonight. Borshoff is utterly in control. Borshoff of Pittsford, Section 5 on the 130-pound side, and Iorio, Sachem North, of course, Section 11. And they'll end after 2, 6-0. So a tough match so far for Sachem North's Iorio.
And they're going to stay on their feet. You see Coach Ramaswamy saying to Chris Iorio, hey, the third period is your choice. Stay on your feet. Don't go down on the mat. And already, Iorio's backing up. Third period, state championships. You have to let it hang out.
Iorio trying to figure out how he can manage to gain some points. So far hasn't been able to.
Again, nice shot. Nice single in there. He's going to switch to a double probably as he comes up. Now he'll keep a single. Puts in an overhook. Trips down. Turns around. Looks for his half. Gets his 2. And lets it goes to an armbar from there. Knows that the side of the mat is right there, so if he cranked him over, he's cranking him out of bounds. Wasn't going to score any points anyway. Iorio smart, knows where he is on the map, but laying there right now doesn't help you down 8-0.
Borshoff still in bounds. He's going to try to drag Iorio back in. Can't. And now they'll reset at 107.
And unfortunately for Suffolk, this basically is going to also lock up the team championship right now for Section 5 with this win. It's the only time they go head-to-head.
Right now we've got some blood. Looks like it's from Borshoff. He's trying to swish it out. And also Iorio getting a little check over there as well. So they're trying to figure out who's bleeding. I actually think both of them are bleeding. Currently 8-0 in favor of Kyle Borshoff over Chris Iorio.
And as I said before, remember, Kyle was ranked #1 at 135 all year. So he made his decision someplace a couple of weeks ago and said, listen, I'm getting down to 130. They can't beat me at 135. I get down 5 pounds lower, I'm going to walk through the state tournament. And that's basically what he's doing right now. He's walked through the state tournament. 43-0, going to 44-0 in about 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Both kids are seniors, so obviously both were trying to end their prep career with a state championship. Iorio picking up his first point on an escape, 8-1. It almost looks like Borshoff kind of baiting Iorio to try to shoot on him.
I'm surprised though that Borshoff is shooting him with his arms out like that, because that's when you can't get pancaked. You're in the last minute of the states and you're up to 8-1. You want to shoot singles, you want to stay low, and he shot with both arms out. That's you could get caught with something like that. I was surprised he do that. Iorio with the front headlock there. And smart move by Borshoff is to stay in there. Worst case scenario, even if he gave up points, he's back to his feet. Even if he gave up points, he'd only give up 2. Jason DeVenzi, Keith Pitnaro, they're Kyle's coaches who just got to look at over on the sideline. And 13 seconds left, and this match completely controlled from start to finish by Section 5's Kyle Borshoff from Pittsford High School.
Borshoff looked tremendous in this one. And that'll do it. Kyle Borshoff is your 130-pound champion on the Division I side. He's a New York State champion from Pittsford. Now let's go over towards the Division II level. Check out what happened on the 130-pound side. Hal?
At 130, Rich Berkowitz, a junior from Section 1 Nanuet, taking on David Perigo from Governor up in Section 10, which is the St. Lawrence area north of Watertown. This was a really good match. 4-3 after one Berkowitz. It was 5-5 after 2. But in the third, it got really interesting. Perigo got an escape, had a 6-5 lead. Then got a takedown, got the lead up to 8-5, cut the lead. Berkowitz did to 8-6, but Perigo can celebrate. He is the New York State champ at 130 as he picks up the victory, 8-6 over Rich Berkowitz. 6 matches complete, 6 state champions have been crowned. We'll take a break. We'll return to the Nassau Coliseum. More of the New York State High School Wrestling Championships, the 135, when we return on Cablevision Sports.
The war in Iraq, like all wars, is taking its toll on our young men and women in uniform. I became paralyzed when the vehicle I was riding in turned over.
When Jason came home, we faced a bureaucratic nightmare just to get the services he needed. Thank goodness Paralyzed Veterans of America was there. They said, you focus on your rehabilitation and we'll take care of the rest.
From all of us, thank you, PVA.
Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Recycling Magic Take 3. Would you believe this chair was given a new look from an old sweater? It's easy. Just take an old sweater and staple gun to the bottom of a seat cushion, add a fresh coat of paint, screw it back on, and you've recycled an old sweater into something new. Here's something else you can recycle. Old rechargeable batteries from cordless phones, power tools, and other cordless products. It's easy and it helps protect the environment.
Answer the call to recycle your old rechargeable batteries. Visit us online or call toll-free to learn more.
Back at the New York State Championships, Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. And now we move along to the 135-pound side of things. Steve Delorenzo and Dave Ingram.
And you see Dave Ingram right there, coached by Guy Leggio, Mike Longobardi. And he's a senior, 39-0 record, 155-27, 2-time Section 11 champion, taking on Steve DeLorenzo of MacArthur High School, coached by Howie Greenblatt, Tom Bobo, and Tommy Glenn. And he has a 40-1 record, and his only loss was to Vaith from Islip up at 140 pounds. He's 136-18, and this is a match I've been waiting for. This really is a great Nassau-Suffolk matchup right now. We have another one at 215 pounds, but there's a good look at Guy Leggio and Mike Longobardi over there. Guy on the right. Suffolk County team champions this year, East Islip is, and Ingram very, very tough on his feet. But DeLorenzo has just had magic this year. It's been his year. He's been great. So this should be a great matchup.
Tommy, let's bring in Terry Hayes. And you were with us at the Nassau County Championships. You're pretty much Mr. Do-It-All. How much fun has it been for you to be here at Nassau Coliseum?
It's not a lot of fun, but I'm really enjoying the crowd and the response to the people here. It's been very nice.
You take a look right now as you see that Dave Ingram in real deep. He was in deep on a single. Nothing there, though. Good defensive move by Steve DeLorenzo. Ingram in, still coming around, trying to get behind to get his 2. Doesn't have it yet, but he's going to work himself back. He's in great position right now. All he needs to do really is throw, and he got his 2 right there. He's throwing his half Nelson right there, and he would have not only 2, but maybe some back points out of it. And Terry, I'm surprised that Keith would say how much fun is it for you, because I know all the work he has put in over the last 2 weeks, getting ready for the Nassau Championships at CW Post for the first time, and they were great, Terry, by the way. Congratulations. But then the day that ended, you began work right here the same day. You didn't get any break. So, but these have been great championships down here, Terry. Congratulations.
I'm really excited for us to be here because we really think it's the hotbed of wrestling. And kids, tonight you look around this crowd, and it's got to be 10,000 people here anyhow.
Yeah, that's what we said before. We think it's about 10,000. And
it's just wonderful.
Good look there. Howie Greenblatt on the left. Tom Bobo on the right.
2-1 right now. Ingram leading this one. And Terry, what do you expect in a match like this?
Well, I think you're going to see it's a chess match out there. You're going to see someone that is a real powerful kid and has real good basics, and another kid that's kind of funky in a lot of ways and very, very clever in Delorenzo.
And there's the funky kid in Delorenzo. You see right there, foot was on the line. You see Guy Legio talking to his charger over on the side, saying, "Hey, get back in there." But you know, right now Ingram looks very good on his feet, but like you said, Steve Delorenzo, 40-1, 136-18 in his career, and a lot of them came out of funky moves where he could just take your offensive shot and make it his defensive counter and put you on your back.
He's a very bright boy. He's going to go to Brown University next year.
As the first period will wind down, Ingram will move one step closer to a state championship. He leads 2-1.
Yeah, Steve Delorenzo won the counties in 04, didn't win them in 05, but is back in 06 as champion. And back in 04 when he won the counties, he was the most outstanding wrestler and also the champion of champions. So, you know, he beat Mike Pagano Calhoun 10-6 to get to the states right now, and says, I want to leave it all on the mat today. And having a coach like Harry Greenblatt, Harry's done a tremendous job at MacArthur over the years.
Yep. He's got a great assistant in Tommy Bogle over there, too.
Talk about how these two got here today. Ingram won 9-4 earlier over Lucas Mariescher. And Mariescher of Iroquois, Section 6. And Steve Delorenzo won 6-1 over John Martin Cannon. And that was a good victory for him as well. Martin Cannon from Brockport, Section 5.
Dave Ingram from East Islip, you see right there, just got his point for escape. He takes a 3-1 lead. He was a two-time Section 11 champ. He was 5th in the state last year. He was also 5th in the high school junior nationals. And as I said before, is really tough on his feet. So they're back in, he's up 3-1 and on his feet for the remainder of this period, unless one of them scores a takedown.
This could very well come down to a takedown and win this match.
Terry, when you were coming into the finals today, what matches were you looking forward to?
The last one.
Very well said, Terry Hayes.
Joe Getz, a Nassau wrestler in that last one, the 275-pound tilt of Sewanaka taking on Bryant Deinhardt. But I'm not sure if he meant it.
No, he didn't mean it. He just certainly didn't mean it. It was over and finished. And he and his wife, Marsha, can go home and relax. Right.
Good vacation plan.
Nice single right there. Good takedown. One more time, Dave Ingram showing why he's so tough on his feet. Takes a 5-1 lead. Delorenzo needs to work for at least one in the next 30 seconds to get out before the end of the period.
Push off the mat, remains 5-1. 31 seconds remains in this second period.
Nice job watching the first match tonight. Paul Liguori from Wantor, you know, being a Section 8 chairman, I'm sorry. Nice to see Section 8 start off so well. And their strength, I think, is at the end of the meet tonight when they come with 3 great wrestlers, you know, at the end between Joachim Getz and Burnett of Uniondale. Potentially dangerously? No? Okay. He's on that leg, pretty tough. There's our potentially dangerous goal. He had that leg cranked.
So Ingram remains in the lead, 5-1. 10 seconds to go in the second period. This match started off very hotly contested, and right now Ingram seems to be pretty much in cruise control.
Steve Delorenzo says, I'm taken down last period. He's down 5-1. He desperately needs an escape. And then he needs some takedowns. And hasn't shown that yet. And gets the escape very easily because Dave Ingram says, I'll turn you loose. I'm better on my feet. I feel confident on my feet right now. Howie Greenblatt right there yelling at Steve Delorenzo. You got to get going. You got to get moving. Delorenzo starting to push the action a little bit right now. Nice job one more time by Ingram as he gets in, back trips, looks for the back trip right there, gets the back trip and gets his turn.
Oh, what a beautiful move.
Just a leg sweep and brings him down.
Yeah, it was a beautiful counter move on his part. Delorenzo pushed the action and got to the edge of the mat, and I think just at the edge of the mat he may have relaxed slightly, and the youngster jumped right in there to take him down.
Ingram a junior and Delorenzo is a senior. Ingram leading this one, 7-2. Another easy escape. 7-3 now. And Delorenzo kind of needs to push the issue a little bit now. Trailing by 4, 45 seconds to go in this third period. Nice sidestep by Ingram.
Delorenzo with the front headlock right there, but no, actually not even the front headlock. He didn't have the arm in it at all. Nice job on the single.
And he just picked up a point for Stalin.
Okay, and he picked up 2 for the takedown right there.
2 for a takedown.
So he's back in 7-6, 8-6.
It's down to the takedown, guys.
And just like you said before. Takedown could put him into overtime, and you see Delorenzo right now running back into the center. He says 15 seconds, state championship. I'm going after it. I'm going to leave it all on the mat right here.
You can feel the energy in Nassau Coliseum. 10 seconds remains. Delorenzo needs the takedown.
Yeah, he has
5
to shoot
seconds.
there. He can't stay up top. He has to shoot. He has to throw something. He gave another point. And that's it. Not enough. Too little, too late with an 8-7 victory. Dave Ingram beats Isaac. A tremendous match, Terry Hayes.
A beautiful victory for Dave Ingram. He's your New York State champion at the 135-pound level over Steve Delorenzo of MacArthur. And Terry, what do you think about that matchup?
I think it was very exciting. As I said, as Tom had said, it's one of the real classic matchups of the night, and 2 terrific kids.
Terry, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now let's go over to the Division II level. How?
At 135, Carl Breitstein from Duanesburg in Section 2, 45-1, who beat Caleb Ramillion from Peru 5-3 to advance to the final against Shane Rogie from Section 3, 51-0. He beat Andy Drake 4-3 in the semi to get to this championship. And boy, the Rogie family has been around a long time, and Shane Rogie adds his name to the list of champs. At 135, the winner, 8-4, as he defeats Carl Breitstein to capture the 135-pound New York State Championship. One happy wrestler goes over, shakes hands with the opposing coaches, and then is going to have the happy leap back to his own coach and family and friends. And I'll tell you what, Tom Howard, that's really what it's all about. I'll tell you, there's all the emotion that we saw in the counties, but I think when you get to the state, because this is really it.
It is. I mean, you lay it all on the line. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
It is amazing just to see, I think, the emotion and just the release that it has to be after an entire year of wrestling at that point.
Again, you know that you did what you had to do, so it's great.
Now we move to the 140-pound Division I championship. Kareem Naguib taking on Eduardo Delgado of Long Beach.
Delgado 42-1 with 30 pins. He is a tough kid, and Kareem Naguib was 42-5. He's a 2-time Michigan State qualifier, moved to New York State just recently, and he's a 2005 Junior Freestyle National qualifier.
So Naguib, Section 2 wrestler, taking on a Section 8 wrestler of Delgado.
Delgado has had a great tournament. Did very, very well, beating Mike Marr of Belmore JFK 9-1 to advance to the States. And since he's been here in the States, he has done a tremendous job. Just sort of had his way through the first 3 rounds. And Naguib of Shenango, coached by Rob Weeks and Frank Papalizio.
Naguib knocked off Reese Marashier 5-4 in the semifinal of Iroquois Section 6. And Delgado got here by knocking off Brandon Volpe 4-1. And Volpe of Greece Athena, a Section 5 wrestler. Naguib and Delgado. Naguib in the maroon uniform, and he gets a quick 2.
He certainly did. He got a nice and quick, and Delgado wasn't ready for it, and he's taken down, and there go the legs. Once he throws in those legs, he's looking good riding all day today when he has the legs in. I'm surprised that Delgado let him throw them in so easy.
Very close to getting back points. Trying to turn him over just a little bit more.
You get those legs and you crank in that half, and Delgado has to get back to his base, try to work the leg out, and there's the stalemate. We have referee Kevin McNulty out there. He makes the call. He says that's the stalemate. We're going to get back, and I hope that we see Delgado move quickly on the wrist whistle if you're a Section 8 fan, because if Naguib throws those legs back in, it could be a long night for Delgado.
Naguib looks like he has some very strong legs on him. 40 seconds to go in this first period. Delgado of Long Beach on the bottom at 42-1, and Naguib of Shenandoah 42-4.
And one more time, Kareem slips the legs in nice and easy and is just using that cross-body ride. And again, referee McNulty says, okay, stalemate, we're coming back up. You got to use him. You're going to throw him, and you got to try to crank him. Caution on red. No points given there, just a caution. He says you're moving just a little bit too quickly.
22 seconds to go in this first. Give him a second back, make it 23.
And this is where Delgado needs to explode right now. He's on his feet. He has to get the one. And great, just you saw the strength right there of Naguib. The lift. Lock, lift, and bring him back down. Short sit right here by Delgado. He has to start the move with his 10 seconds to go. And again, a lock and lift, a roll, and nope. Does he come out? Does he come out? One, he gives one. He gives one as he comes out. Questionable call by the coaches over in the corner. Rob Weeks and Frank Papalizio say, come on, my guy was still in control, but referee Kevin McNulty says, no way. He was out. He was almost ready to go to 2. I'm giving him the 1.
Delgado chooses bottom. Naguib deferred. Delgado's had no problem standing up. It's just a matter of getting out of the grasp of Naguib.
Well, yeah, and he can't stay where he is right now. He's down on his knees, and remember, he's going to slip those legs in. We could have problems. A great one-on-one ride by Naguib. See, he has leg trapped. He has Delgado's leg trapped, so Delgado can't stand up with that left leg. Good job of trapping the leg, and now he can slide his left leg in and put the legs in if he wants to. Naguib can. Short sit one more time by Delgado. Now he's going to be looking for his roll right here. And Naguib just sloughs back and not able to get it.
Naguib on top and Delgado trying to escape. Delgado trails 2-1.
I'm surprised Delgado's staying in the position. Again, he has to move immediately on the whistle. Once he gets down like that, he's getting trapped in this. Call for stalling on red. Referee Kevin McNulty says, Naguib, you got to come out to the side. You just can't ride behind. You have to come out to the side and try to crank him. Delgado tries to step up. Naguib counters by taking the outside leg, bringing him back down to the mat.
Naguib looks like a very good tactical wrestler.
Well, he is, because, again, he keeps those legs in, and, but if he's going to leave the legs in and not turn them, it looks like referee McNulty is going to hit him for stalling, so he has to try to work on cranking him over, as you can see right now. Putting the leg in. And stalemate one more time.
Naguib looked frustrated on that call.
Well, Naguib is not going to, he wants to keep the legs in, but again, remember, you're doing a good job of riding and controlling the time. You're only down to 39 seconds left. Delgado needs to work to get his 1, because next period, Naguib is going to be down, and I'm sure he's going to come out and get his 1. And remember, he took Delgado down at the beginning, so Delgado needs his points right now if he's going to work for him.
Naguib does a tremendous job of just rolling over.
And he has the legs in again. He just, so easily just slips the legs in. Now he's able to control him, ride with the legs, look to crank him over. And here we go with Delgado trying to come out to the side. Now he needs to make his move. This is where he has a chance to make his move. Keep coming. Short sit, reach back for the head. Not doing it. Down to 7 seconds. Needs to sit and turn. Here he comes and doesn't get it. 1 point. Wow.
Gave it to him.
Wow. He gave him a point for stalling at the end, for not bringing it back down. Man. I'm a Section 8 guy, but I question that call. You can see Naguib looking right now. Naguib is going to, coach comes over here. You see Coach Rob Weeks coming over from Shenango. He's saying, hey, you have to ask me. He's saying, put the legs in. You got to start counting. You got to give him time. Now they're discussing this, and he said, I hit him for stalling before that, and I hit him for 1 right now. He's saying, I never saw the stalling. No, he definitely hit him for stalling earlier. Now this is, it's 1 second left. I thought that was the end of the period. 1 second left.
Now that's your end.
That's the end.
The third period.
Okay, and this should be, and Naguib should be down. Delgado probably is not going to control him on the mat, therefore he's going to turn him loose, and once he gets loose, it's going to be a takedown for the victory here. Naguib up in the first couple of seconds. Delgado expending a lot of energy initially to try to hold him down. Says, no way, I'm going to turn you loose. We're going to go for 2 and see what happens.
3-2 Naguib.
Delgado heavy on the head. Naguib down in a good position, controlling the right arm of Delgado.
Delgado going to try to swing over. Can't. Naguib does a great job of swinging that right leg over as well.
And he also is controlling Delgado's right arm on the other side. He has Delgado now stalemate by a referee. And they're both back on their feet with 1:26 to go in the state championship. Kareem Naguib from Shenango up 3-2 over Eduardo Delgado of Long Beach. Coach Ray Adams and Leo Palacio over in the corner, and they got to be concerned right now because their guy is in, I tell you, Naguib is in very, very good position here. He's in deep as anything. All Delgado can hope for is a stalemate. He has to hang on for dear life for a stalemate, and there it is. He has to start getting offensive right now. He has to start taking the action, or else he's going to lose the state championship.
Tommy, you saw a great camera angle down there. Our cameramen and camera women here at Cablevision have done a tremendous job over the 3 days of these tournaments.
Goes a headlock, look for the throw. Oh! And there he was. That was his move. And they're saying it's not. No, Ray. And I tell you, Ray Adams is saying, what are you doing? But his left knee hit the white line. It was an excellent call by the official. He was right on the scene. Right there.
52 seconds until one of these two are named the state champion.
Now remember, Naguib has a stalling warning against him. There's a shot. He's in deep. He's in good. That's a double leg. He has to bring guys out of bounds. Again, but one more time. One more shot by Delgado. One more shot now. You're going to get another stalling warning, and that's going to be another point. So Delgado has to push the action right now. As Coach should be screaming at him, take the shot. Take the shot right now. Get in there. Don't let Naguib make the next shot. You got to make the next shot. Very, very important here. You got to make your shot right now, Eduardo. Down to 28 seconds. You can't wait. You can't wait. There's your shot. Come back up and shoot again. Come back up and shoot again. You got to get the stalling point, and you're not going to get it. He's in good in a single. He's in good in a single. He has to switch to a double. He gave up the single. Needs to come up with 12 seconds to go. He needs to lateral. He has to do something to throw him. He's in on the single again. He comes up. He tries to backtrip. He tries to drive. He's 2 seconds away, and he's going to run out of time. That's two. That's two. That's two.
He won.
Runs out. That's two. He wins the state championship in the last 2 seconds. 4-3.
What an amazing victory for Eduardo Delgado. Listen to this crowd.
Coaches are going crazy, and the Shenango coaches are questioning the call at the end. They question the scoring point. And he wants to talk to him. He's going to be he's going over to the table. He says, I want to talk to the official, but the hand has been raised, and he has left the mat. It's over. Eduardo Delgado gets the two right there, and watch, he's in tight. He's trying to hold on, and he gives it to him, and he lets go. He says, listen, I was overhooked with you. You didn't have control of me, but, you know something, that's a referee's call right there. Personally, I think if you're overhooking me, you're still okay, but he was fighting off his back. The referee says, no way. He gives it to you. You have the takedown. And Eduardo Delgado comes away with a New York State championship for Long Beach High School. The junior is now 140-pound state champ.
It's going to be tough to top that. One of the best matches we've seen so far. Now let's go over to Mat 2.
At 140, it was sophomore Derek Brennan from Immaculate Heart in Section 3 taking on senior Josh Denisha from Governor up in Section 10. And this was a good match. Brennan responded after trailing 2-0 for a 3-2 lead after one. Denisha was on top the entire second period, and then Denisha able to pick up 3 points late. He led 5-3 after 2, and Denisha holds on for a 5-3 win in the final 24 seconds. And the New York State title at 140 pounds, the winner, Josh Denisha.
And now we move to the 145-pound side of things. J.P. O'Connor and Phil Lombardo. Section 4 taking on Section 5.
And J.P. O'Connor, the best wrestler we're going to see tonight as far as I'm concerned. We see great wrestlers. You're looking right now, Phil Lombardo, number 5 at Greece Olympia, 36-6 in senior years, 148-17 in his career. But J.P. O'Connor, 3-time New York State champ, 5-time Section 4 champ, the best wrestler in pound for pound, or the best wrestler period in this tournament. You're looking at from Oxford Academy, coached by Scott Green and Craig Jeff, 38-0 this year, 238-12 for a lifetime. You want to compare that with somebody? Jesse Jantzen, 221 wins. He has 238, but 12. Jesse only had 3 losses. But from Oxford Academy, he is a stud.
O'Connor, 17-2 victory over Matt Kaler in the semifinal, and Phil Lombardo knocked off Matt DeMichael, 3-1. DeMichael, he came from Whitesboro, he's Section 3 school, and just a little note, Matt Kaler was Burnt Hills, Section 2.
Well, Rich Martinez has the call on the mat for us right here. He's out of New York City. He's saying nothing yet, but there's O'Connor getting his 2. Comes down with a quick 2, and you know, O'Connor is just a technician of the sport. Everything is precision. He's just, I mean, he is a dynamic wrestler to watch.
O'Connor in the red and Lombardo wearing the purple uniform will be you green wrestler.
O'Connor says, I'm going to let you up. Go for the takedown again.
Both wrestlers are seniors. Both wrestlers looking for a state championship.
You see right there, just a little counter move by Lombardo, but JP says, no way, you're not getting in on, and comes back on the offensive. Tries to shrug him by, get behind. He's going to have control right here. And has his 2. It's up 4-1.
So a quick early lead for JP O'Connor of Oxford Academy. Look at the coaching staffs.
Tony Russo and Brian Jean from Greece Olympia.
O'Connor in control of this one early, leading 4-1, and he's on top.
There's a stalling warning. Our referee right now, Rich Martinez, says, listen, you're supposed to be the great state champ. I want to see you start working out there. He hits JP O'Connor with a stalling warning. Start pushing the action, JP.
Still 4-1. Clock winds down. That's the end of the first period, 4-1. So O'Connor doing what you expected, you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's in control of the match right now. They're going to give Lombardo the choice. Lombardo defers. O'Connor says, I'll take down. I'll get my escape, and I'll start working for my 2 after that. JP moved his legs.
Quick, yeah.
So he's going to get hit for a caution. He did it again.
Now O'Connor looks a little frustrated.
Quick whistle right there by Rich Martinez, and that's smart.
Lombardo showing some strength, lifting O'Connor off the mat, putting him down, but really for nothing. Just exerting some energy.
Kind of quick up on his feet, controlling the hands right there.
Well, as you see, that right foot trying to get behind the foot of Lombardo.
And there's
your escape.
Kind of back to the position he likes so well, his feet. Wrist control, fakes the single.
Still 5-1 O'Connor, second period. And O'Connor
nice
shoots.
double. Nice double.
He's going to take him down, but he won't take him out yet.
And he got the 2-point takedown
There you
right
go.
there.
Got him now. 7-1.
Just a nice job of clearing the arms, get a good penetration shot there, got in deep on the double, brought him down, popped it outside.
1 minute.
Good use of the legs behind the trap.
Lombardo escapes, 7-2. 45 seconds remains in the second period. You're watching the New York State Wrestling Championships right now, the Division I 145 Championship.
30 seconds.
Under 30 seconds left in this second period.
Nice single again. Great use of the arms up top to get what he wants. Again, has to pop the head out before he gets control, but he's only seconds away from that, and there it is. Just to work up on the body. He has control right here. You can give him the 2. Come on.
There it is.
He hasn't changed position at all, but he should have given the 2 before. He was there.
And that'll end your second period, 9-2. JP O'Connor.
JP in total domination of this match. Has controlled it from start to finish, and you can see why he is a 3-time New York State champ, going for his 4th New York State championship.
early thoughts on outstanding wrestler? I know we still have a bunch of matches.
Exactly. I have too many people coming on.
Too
guys
many
like
coming up still?
Patrovich, absolutely. There's too many good people. But, you're a 4-time New York State champ. I don't care how JP comes through this match, whether it looks good or it doesn't look good. You're a 4-time New York State champ.
Got to be considered.
You may be definitely considered,
Right.
absolutely.
Right. O'Connor will start on top, and, of course, on top of the scoreboard as well, 9-2. Here's O'Connor still on top, riding Lombardo. Have to wonder if O'Connor will get a stalling point taken away soon. And now he'll let Lombardo go, 9-3. O'Connor decided it wasn't worth holding him down any longer.
Again, he knows he's so good on his feet. He can take his, feet. He's done a real nice job. Very similar to Jesse Jantzen over the years, the way he's come up in weight classes and dominated right through. In 2003, in 1903, he was a good wrestler too. In 2003, he won the 96-pound championship. In 2004, he won the 119. They were in the Bs. Then he came up with the Division 2s. He came up to Division 1 in 2005 and won it at 130. And now he's at 145. So he's grown into his body. That's where Jesse won his last 2 state championships at 145. He's grown into his body well. He's strong. He's physical. And there's another takedown for him as he brings him back to the mat and goes up 11-3 with 40 seconds to go in this period. And again, as I said before, total domination of the match. Excellent wrestler.
Well, good luck at what appears to be another state champion, JP O'Connor.
JP says, I might turn you loose one more time and go on the feet. The last 40 seconds, maybe just one takedown the last 40, so they can go up for a 13-4 victory and walk off here a 4-time New York State champ. He and Jesse Jantzen, the only two to do that. Troy Nickerson, let's not forget, from Section 4, one of his fellow champions a couple years ago when he won his first. Troy Nickerson, a 5-time New York State champion.
With 10 seconds remaining, it looks like the inevitable will happen. JP O'Connor leading 11-4. So JP O'Connor wins 11-4, and he is your 145-pound victor on the Division I level. Now let's go over to House Ass for Division II.
At 145, Mike Campish and General Brown, Section 3 in the blue jersey, taking on senior Corey Barber from Hudson Falls out of Section 2. Undefeated this year at 38-0, and this has been an outstanding match. Campish in the lead right now, 10-7, 22 seconds to go. Campish on the bottom. Three-point advantage for Campish. Now it's a 1-point lead with the final 10 seconds to go. In the maroon jersey, Barber trying to get control, holding on. Down to 2, 1, and it is over. A 10-9 victory for Mike Campish out of Section 3 with his 30th win of the year. 30-1 on the year, but more importantly, the New York State champ. At 145, it is Mike Campish. He comes away with a 10-9 victory.
So a very nice victory over there on the Division II level. Back to the Division I level we go, and it'll be Michael Chairs of Christian Brothers Academy taking on Lance Wade of Islip.
And here's this is the number 2 Islip wrestler looking for a state championship tonight. The 11th grader, Lance Wade. 34-1, 100 wins, 17 losses so far. Going against Mike Chairs, as you said, Christian Brothers, the junior, has a 43-1 record. Good look there at Mike Chairs.
You can hear the crowd cheering for Lance Wade. This is the Division I side of things for Lance Wade. How did he get here? Knocked off Brian Bourne of Spencerport Section 5. And Michael Chairs won 2-1 over Dan Kalvaka. And Kalvaka, if you remember him from MacArthur, talked about him a lot last week, knocked him off 2-1.
Lance on the left right there, Section 11 runner-up in 2005. He was the league tournament most outstanding wrestler in 2005. His only loss this year came to guess who? J.P. O'Connor, the one who just saw win the 145-pound weight class. And that was Lance's only loss this year. Mike Chairs, on the other hand, coached by Brent Becker and Matt Vandervorst. 43-1, second in New York State last year. Doesn't want to be second again this year. So this is a classic matchup. And our referee, Paul Baccia, out there is keeping tight eye on it.
Christian Brothers Academy always puts out great athletes in just about every sport, whether it be football, basketball, or wrestling.
Yeah, CBA is a dominant force up in Section 2, that's for sure.
In everything.
Exactly.
I mean, they just,
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And the last player, most notable in the mainstream sports, I guess you could say, is Greg Paulus right now at Duke. He was an amazing quarterback and decided to go play basketball over there at Duke, and he's doing a pretty good job on the...
Not bad. On the Duke Blue Devils number one team?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Or maybe not number one. I don't know. I guess UConn is number one right now, and Villanova might be number two, so they're right up there, though.
Duke number one. Duke is number one. Okay. Villanova number two. UConn's 4. Memphis 3. All about
depends on the day. When this, when this is aired, it may be different.
You never know. Exactly. Nonetheless, this one's scoreless right here. 20 seconds remains in this first period, the 152-pound championship. Not a lot going on. They're kind of feeling each other out. They don't seem like either of them know what to do.
Remember, Mike Chairs was here before. He didn't win it last year. He took second. He doesn't want to make the mistake. And Lance Wade, wants to make sure ISIP gets a second state champion tonight. So he's, again, as you said, feeling it out. Nothing. End of first period. Our referee, Paul Baccia, steps in, makes his flip, says, Red, it's your choice. Red says, I'm taking down, and that's it.
Tyler Mashkow was the first ISLIP winner on the 112-pound Division I championship.
Chairs getting himself set. Wade on top, and that starts for the second period.
And Chairs very close to escaping, still can't, now does. 1-0.
He had wrist control right from the beginning. He was in good shape.
So the first point we've seen comes just 10 seconds into the second period by Michael Chairs.
Little concern shown there. Joe Patrovich on the left. No concern. Steve Airy. Assistant coach. A excellent sweep there. Good single leg. He's in very deep on the single. He's going to get up. He got the overhook. Nice job with the overhook. He has to keep it. Keep the overhook scoot out. Get the other leg out. Keep
dragging out.
He got the line. That's a smart move. You played the line well. You don't show the ref that you're trying to flee the mat or avoid it, but he did a good job because it was an excellent single by Mike Chairs.
And you mentioned Joe Patrovich. Obviously, the next matchup is going to be a tremendous one. Ryan Patrovich on the 160 side taking on Manny Hickson. Obviously, a match that a lot of people are looking forward to, but hey, this one's living up to the hype as well. Michael Chairs leading 1-0 over Lance Wade.
1 minute to go, and this is the second period, and we're halfway through the match, and Wade is going to have down the third period guaranteed, and he'll get his 1 point. So this is going to be a takedown match.
You almost feel like the first wrestler that makes the first mistake is going to lose this match.
Or the first good shot, and then Chairs has already had one good shot and had almost a good one there, but again, nice job by Wade countering it.
.30 seconds to go in the second period. Chairs of CBA leading ISLIP's Lance Wade 1-0.
Lance's brother Chris was a New York State champ at 140. We're at 152 now, but at 140 last year. So the Wade family knows what it's like to have a New York State champ in the house, and Lance wants to, as only a junior now, wants to have a chance to do it 2 times. But you may not get that chance again. So Chairs a junior, Wade a junior. Wade's going to choose down this period. He has his chance to get his 1 point for escape. So Patrovich giving a little encouragement there, saying you got to get out there. Wade up immediately, controlling the hands. And there you go. And we are in a takedown mode here. 1 takedown for the state championship, depending on who's going to get it.
So a quick 1 point by Wade.
Nice shot again. Tell you something, Chairs has had the shots. I'm surprised we're not going to get a stalling call at some point. Knee out of bounds. If Chairs has definitely been the aggressor as far as takedowns go. But it means nothing until you bring him to the mat. Wade looking for a duck under there. Wrist control. Maybe shot for a single after that. Stops Chairs from penetrating. If you control his wrist, he can't penetrate on you, but you're leaving that right leg out there.
Wade chopped down on the back of the neck of Chairs.
And again, one more time, leaving the ankle out there. Coming down to the 1 minute mark, and this definitely is going to be whoever gets this takedown, because they get the takedown, unless it goes to overtime. If it goes to overtime, I don't know if either man's going to take a takedown and it's going to come to the flip of the coin.
So far, I don't even think we've seen Lance Wade shoot.
No, he hasn't. I'm surprised he hasn't been hit this strong at this point right now, because as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't made one legitimate shot in this match, and it's still a 1-1 with 45 seconds to go. And that could come into effect in overtime too. The first stalling warning.
He hasn't even been warned yet. So there's a first shot.
He has that's a semi-shot, but now he's in good position here. Good job by Chairs turning it back in, saying, "Hey, I'm not going out of bounds," and turning it back in.
Still nothing. 1-1. Asia scored. 20 seconds remains in the third period. This one looks like it could be headed to overtime.
Well, let's see if Wade goes on the aggressive right now, knowing it's only 20 seconds. You may see him step into action right now. There's a half a shot. Again,
14 seconds. 10 seconds now. 4, 3, winding down, and yes, sir, we've got our first overtime.
Okay, here we go. Both on the feet. It's going to be 1 minute on your feet. First takedown wins. No takedown. It'll be a flip of the coin. You'll choose whether you take top or bottom. Bottom you escape, top you hold down, you win the state championship. Hate to see it go to this point. I hate to see a ref now. At this point right now, we don't want to see it go to a stalling warning either. Nice duck under right there. But again, only halfway through. He's not making a legitimate shot. In very good. In very deep right now. You see Chairs. Lance Wade has the overhook in. He needs to keep that overhook in. He's got brought back in. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in bad position right now. He's going to be fleeing him out if he throws out. He has to be very careful. Overhook, no way. His knees are down. He got the 2. That's 2 points in the state championship. And I'll tell you something. Lance Wade never made a true shot the whole match.
Michael Chairs, a very dominating performance. He's your New York State champion for 152 pounds.
Yes, as he says, he goes back over to the corner, gives his coaches a hug. Congratulations to Brent Becker and Matt Vandervorst.
Chairs is your victor at 152. Let's check out Division 2. How?
At 152, Nate Slate from Governor, Section 10, 39-2, taking on the defending state champ, Colin McDonald, 45-3 out of Waverly in Section 4. And this match was all McDonald. Got off to a quick start with a quick reverse and a 2-0 lead early in the first. Had Slate down, looked like he was going to get a pin. Couldn't get the pin, picked up several back points, picked up 3 back points in the second. McDonald led 9-3 in the third. Slate tried to do something. McDonald, more back points. 3 more exactly, 12-3 the win for Colin McDonald. His brother will compete at 171, Casey McDonald. As McDonald's trying to take home 2 championships for the family in New York State.
Now we're back at the Division 1 level, the 160-pound championship. Ryan Patrovich, Manny Hickson, and this stands to be a good one. Ryan Patrovich, I mean, he has been so superb.
Absolutely, 39-0, 204-12 in his career. He's the freestyle All-American national runner-up in 2005, Section 11 champ, 2006 champion of champions, 3 times New York State finalist. 2005 champ, 2004 he was a runner-up, and here he is back again. But look at Manny Hickson on the other side from LaSalle, a junior, 32-8, 90.5 grade point average, and he's the type of kid who says, you know something, all the records don't mean anything to me. We're here. It's a one-time 6-minute shot. Let's see what's going to happen, Ryan.
It's Patrovich, it's Hickson, Islip taking on LaSalle, Section 11, Section 2. Doesn't get much better than this one.
Well, we just had a Section 11, Section 2. Section 2 came away with a victory. Now Section 11 says, let's counter that. We're coming back. Ryan Patrovich gets behind. Now he has to bring it back down to the mat. Does for his 2 points quickly.
Patrovich picks up a quick 2. He won 18-5 over Eric Schuth. And Schuth from Brockport, Section 5. Manny Hickson won a big one, 10-3 over Nick Lorino. Long Island kid Nick Lorino from Belmore JFK.
And referee Bob Sisley says, okay, we're bringing it back to the center of the mat. If you take a look over there at Jim Sutton and Bob Florio, they're the coaches of Manny Hickson from LaSalle. In the other corner, there's Joe Patrovich. He's the dad of Ryan. Has a great dad because he has a couple other kids with New York State championships. Well, his brother Mike, who's wrestling for Haas right now, is a New York State champion. And his brother Joe, who actually wrestled for Connect, not ISIP, was second in the States. So 2 champions in Ryan and Mike, and the second place winner in Joe.
4-1 early lead for Patrovich.
And again, Ryan is so tough on his feet. So tough on his feet. He says, I'll let you go. We'll go if we have to go 2 for 1 the whole day. I'll do that. I'm on my feet now. I'm in a good position. I'm going to get down. I have to bring it back to the mat. I do, and I get my 2 again, and I could just let you up and just keep doing this all day. And we could end up with a 24-12 match and get out of here as a New York State champ. Now let me see if I can crank you now, okay? Got the far wrist. I got the half in deep. Going to crank you over. A la Jesse Jantzen, a little crab ride. Bring you back to your back, and you're down, and you are on your way out. Get the chest tight. You don't have the chest tight. Slough back just a little bit. Slough back. Reverse your half. Got those shoulders close. Great camera work there as the shoulders come down to the mat right now. He lost it. Right there, he just lost it. But a good job at showing why he's a 39-0 going for 40-0.
Picked up 3 back points, up 9-2.
You know, as I said before, Ryan has 204 wins. He's only the second Long Island wrestler with over 200 wins. As we stated before, Jesse Jantzen, 221-3. But, and you know, he's been injured along the way and keeps on rehab. And Doc Segreto told us earlier, Doc Segreto from Elite Sports Medicine told us that as a sophomore, that he had to operate on his knee, but he was right back out on the mat doing a great job. And just a real tough wrestler.
And Patrovich will start off on the bottom. See how long Hickson bothers. Still no escape for Patrovich. And now they'll go out of bounds.
Patrovich says, I don't want to get the 1. I'm looking for the 2 on the pinpoint right from the right from the bottom position. He's still right there. He can do it. Right from the other side says, okay, we're going to try something a little different here. So Patrovich says, okay, from this side, I'm just going to do work for my escape.
Got it, 10-2. Now Patrovich trying to gain some even more control. Got the takedown, 12-2. Up by 10 in this second period.
Referee Bob Sisley right there, you see him, says, I'm out here for a good match. As Ryan, again, goes around, cranks the half, up, he doesn't get it. He came very close to putting it back over his back, but doesn't get it.
Patrick's going to try to roll him over again, see if he can.
Back in tight waist and half. You can see how that half is cranked. Goes into the crunch, makes his turn. Has it locked nice and tight right now. This is all she wrote. Ryan Patrovich, the 2006 New York State champ at 160 pounds with a pin at 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Quick one for Ryan Patrovich, and maybe making a little case for himself for outstanding wrestler. Great match output by Ryan Patrovich. There you go, your 160-pound Division I champion. Now let's go over to Hal Sass. Hal, what's going on in Mat 2?
Well, this is the match that I was looking forward to at 160. Eric Decker from Bainbridge, 41-2 in the red jersey, taking on Paul Paddock from Wausau in Section 5 up in Rochester, wearing the purple jersey. Scoreless after 1. Decker was in pretty good control in period number 1, but could not put any points up on the board. Paddock started out on top here in period number 2. Decker trying to get the escape to get on the board, but Paddock has a good hold of that right leg. Tries kicking out the left. Decker smartly works his way to the side, out of bounds. Decker had an injury timeout earlier for some blood. Now he's looking at that left hand. So Decker a little bit banged up here, and just an amazing wrestler. 6 Section 4 titles, and Tom Howard, you think about it, 7th grade. I mean, what does it mean when a kid is in 7th grade and can win a championship?
Well, Jesse Jantzen did it. There's a couple. Troy Nickerson did it. There's only a few that do it, but when they do it, they know they're a stud, and they know the name is going to be known wide around the section for many years to come.
He's won 2 state titles, rather. Won last year at the 160. I'd like to go back-to-back there.
Decker again in injury timeout.
You know, Tom, it's interesting you talk about it. He's won these state championships in the States. In his first year in 7th grade, he was actually disqualified. I mean, you talk about redemption and everything else. He makes it there. It's got to be the greatest thrill in his life.
And he gets disqualified. Well, he can get disqualified for a number of reasons, and it could be something, like slamming, or could be a bunch of things.
Well, obviously he has some kind of a cut. They've checked him out. Minute 14 to go here in period number 2. Still scoreless. Division II 160-pound match between Decker and Paddock. Paddock's had a great year, 44-1.
Decker was able to pin Nate Graham in the semifinal, and Nate Graham coming from Ravina Coleman Selkirk, Section 2, and Paul Paddock, 12-0 victory over Tyler Flath from General Brown of Section 3.
Decker picked up the first point of the match on the escape. He leads 1-0, 45 seconds to go. Here in period number 2. Both wrestlers in tight. Decker tall, lanky. Paddock a little bit more stocky. Both coaches looking on the sidelines. Such a helpless feeling. It's all on the mat right now, down to the final 16 seconds. 1-0 Decker still in front.
When it's a close match like this also, you're just looking for that takedown. Whoever gets that takedown is going to have a great advantage. And as you said before, Hal, that only a few seconds remaining in this period.
And it looks
Paddock
like
will be down probably next period and get his point.
1-0 as we head into period number 3. Decker in charge, 1-0. As you look at this crowd at the Coliseum, that is just amazing how Long Island has come out to support not only their own wrestlers, but all the wrestlers in New York State.
Well, it's a great thing, and there are so many fans that go year after year. I go to the States up in Syracuse year after year after year, and you're up there. Obviously, you're going to come back for the finals. You watch the whole thing for 2 days. You're going to watch it. So these people, they're here cheering their charges on.
Right now, we're peeking in on the Division II championship, the 160-pound final between Mr. Decker and Mr. Paddock. Paul Paddock of Warsaw.
Decker trying to get some leverage. Paddock grabbing that right leg.
Yeah, he's out right there. We got a 1-1 match now, and it's next takedown wins basically with 1:25 to go.
This match, Tommy, looking very much like the match that we just had on the Division I mat. Actually, 2 matches ago, Michael Chairs and Lance Wade.
Yeah, and it may come down, like you said, to overtime takedown.
Decker went in low. Paddock responded. They go to the edge of the ring. Back to the center of the mat with 1:10 to go. Tied at 1 in this Division II 160-pound championship match for the title of New York State High School Wrestling.
Referees want them to work in the middle of the mat. They don't like them when they're right near the edge there, especially when a takedown is going to make the call and you're right near the line and you go out of bounds.
You don't want to make that call if he's out of bounds and on a takedown. Let it happen in the middle of the mat.
Doesn't make it tough, exactly.
Down to the final 43 seconds. Still tied at 1. Outside the mat they go. Now they'll go back to the center.
I just butted heads there, and you saw that both guys sort of got a shot in the nose, and Decker down. First official says, okay, let's start the injury clock.
Well, he had the injury timeout earlier, and down to a minute 26, an injury timeout for Decker. And on the other side, Paddock, he came up a little bit bruised, but doesn't look like he's bleeding. Goes over and talks to his coaches. They get the 2 minutes. Doesn't look like there was blood actually on this one, but
no, it must be injury. It's just banging the heads. And Ray Hirsch, who's the official, basically said 2-minute injury time. Start the clock. It's down to a minute left in his injury time.
And if you've never butted heads and you've gotten hit in the nose like that, you don't have to have any kind of blood or anything. it just stuns you, and actually your eyesight gets a little bit blurry.
Sure.
You got to just recover from that. And that's what Decker is doing right now, as he's down to 50 seconds, injury timeout, tied at 1.
You know, Hal, the big talk in this match was Eric Decker, but Paul Paddock has looked tremendous. He's pretty much been able to do whatever he needs to do to counteract Decker.
Well, he's played smart wrestling. He's been defensive. He hasn't taken chances. Like I said, the first period, it was all Decker. Decker was in good control of the match. But Paddock did good doing it defensively. Everybody talks about offensive wrestling, but you've got to play defense.
So as we near 30 seconds, 33 seconds remain, it's tied up at 1 in this 160-pound tilt.
This one might come down, as you said, just a one takedown as Decker goes for the legs, tries to lift up Paddock. Gets him down on the ground with 21 seconds to go.
Paddock in very poor position right now. He can't let go. He has to pray for a stalemate, and the referee says you're not going to get it. I'm giving the control right now. And
so
that's
Decker
it.
Gets it. It's 3-1.
And that Decker doesn't have to go out of bounds. He tries to bring it back in. As long as his knees are out, I'm going to scoop back in. I'm going to scoop back in and keep you here for the remaining 6 seconds.
And he's got a good lock on those legs. And he's going to hold on and capture his 3rd New York State Championship. Eric Decker, back-to-back at 160 pounds. Bainbridge High School. Eric Decker, your winner in the New York State Championships at 160 pounds. 4 more matches remaining in the 2006 New York State High School Wrestling Championships. We're back to the Nassau Coliseum. The 171 is up next when we return on Cablevision Sports.
The war in Iraq, like all wars, is taking its toll on our young men and women in uniform. I became paralyzed when the vehicle I was riding in turned over.
When Jason came home, we faced a bureaucratic nightmare just to get the services he needed. Thank goodness Paralyzed Veterans of America was there. They said, you focus on your rehabilitation and we'll take care of the rest.
From all of us, thank you, PVA.
Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Recycling Magic Take 3. Would you believe this chair was given a new look from an old sweater? It's easy. Just take an old sweater and staple gun to the bottom of a seat cushion, add a fresh coat of paint, screw it back on, and you've recycled an old sweater into something new. Here's something else you can recycle. Old rechargeable batteries from cordless phones, power tools, and other cordless products. It's easy and it helps protect the environment.
Answer the call to recycle your old rechargeable batteries. Visit us online or call toll-free to learn more.
Back at the New York State Championships, it has been a great day of wrestling, and we've still got 4 more matches upcoming. Right now we move to Division I level. Jake Kaczynski and Josh Patterson at the 171 side.
Josh Patterson from Wayne High School, coached by Scott Freischlag. He's a senior, 47-0, 3rd in the state at 160 last year. Jake Kaczynski, 41-3. He's a junior from Niagara Wheatfield, coached by Tim Lukasik and Rick Sweeney. And we should have a good one here. Section 8, Section 11, Long Island guys, they're looking for the Section 5 guy to lose in this one. But I'll tell you something, Scott Freischlag, the coach over there, he says, my Charger is ready to go. This is a Rochester area against a Buffalo Niagara Falls area, okay? Niagara Wheatfield up in the Section 6 area by Buffalo. And Wayne High School near Rochester, so Section 5, Section 6. And Section 5 basically has everything locked up when after the pin by Ryan Patrovich, adding up the points, Section 11 basically is out of it, even with losses. The next 2 Section 5 wrestlers, this one and the next one coming up in the next 189-pound weight class. The only thing Ryan Lamagra from Wayne High School, okay, also another Section 5 Wayne High School kid. And these guys are workout partners in the room, Josh Patterson and Ryan Lamagra. And obviously both of them in the state finals. They're 2 good kids that Scott Freischlag has.
Patterson won by pin in the semifinal match over Joey Scott of Valley Central Section 9. And Kaczynski won 6-0 over Brian Gomez. Gomez from Suffern, Section 1.
A referee here, Bill Young from Nassau County, Section 8. And Jake Kaczynski was 3rd in the Webster tournament, 2nd in the Oswego tournament, and 1st in the Bill Dixon Memorial tournament. So as the year went on, he started to get a little better and go from 3rd to 2nd to 1st, and looking for a state championship now. 99-25 record for a lifetime.
Still scoreless right here as we enter the 2nd minute of this first period. now you're starting to get to some of the bigger boys, the kids that a little bit stronger. And I personally think the most fun weight classes are ranging from 152 to 189 or 215. Those are the guys that are still quick enough, and they're strong too.
Absolutely. They've and a lot of these guys rely on lateral drops and throws that you'll be able to see hopefully and create some excitement for us.
And now it's 2-0 as Patterson goes up. Patterson on top. Now he'll see if he can ride out the last 20 seconds of this period. Actually, looks like he might be trying to flip him over a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He has his hips, he's not to the side, which he should be. If you're trying to turn somebody, come out to the side. He has the leg thrown in there. He's just riding, and see Bill Young taking a good look in there right now, saying, okay, you're going to see whether you're trying to turn him or not. End of the first period, 2-0 for Patterson. Patterson says, I'm choosing down. He won the coin flip and says, I'll take down. Right now, I want to build my points up. Don't want to wait till later. Trying to sit out, but you can't sit out unless you clear the leg. He wasn't able to clear the leg. You see Kaczynski grab the leg and take it, and we're back, and we'll see if he tries another short sit. No, we'll go for the stand-up, turn in, back to a single.
There's your escape, 3-0.
Bear hug. This is where you might see a throw, too. Okay, they broke the bear hug, and Kaczynski moves backwards. Bill Young says, just bring it back to the center, gentlemen.
Patterson checked his nose, so we'll keep tabs to see if any blood's coming out.
Nice single there. Nice shot there by Jake Kaczynski. Good double.
Shot.
Nice double. Great double. Finished it up. Got his 2 points. You just see the physical strength by Josh Patterson. I mean, he's a 171-pounder, probably 180 pounds coming down to 170, 171. And
he looks like one of those kids that was bigger and cut weight.
Absolutely. He's very, very strong. It's just a nice physical shot there. Just sent Kaczynski back. A nice turn here. Nothing out of it. He's going to try to tilt him. Use the legs. Lift up on the legs. Tilt. Bill Young says, nope, didn't break the plane. No points awarded. No count given.
Patterson just bullying Kaczynski.
Well, I'm going to say, you see now he's getting into his mode at this point right now. He's not 47-0 for nothing. And he said, hey, I heard Patrovich had a pin before. I want to show you what I can do.
Patterson at 47-0 and Kaczynski at 41-3. Patterson a senior. Kaczynski, he's a junior.
And, you hear people say, well, Kaczynski's a junior, he can come back next year. You never have a guarantee of being back again. And a nice job there. He's going to crank it right now. Hang on, there's your crank. He got his 2 count, and now he has his 5 count. So there's 3 points put down by Bill Young. As soon as he breaks this, it's not given yet because he hasn't changed the move. Oh, using his leg. Look at the lift up on the legs. You can see how he's lifting the legs. Great job. Great job. He's going to, he can't reverse. I was going to say he's going to reverse the half. There's the legs trapped.
Give him 3 points on that, so we'll go up 8-0 at the end of 2.
Control of this match.
I mean, he looks like a man out there. He's manhandling him.
Now, I'm surprised he's in a down position again. He was down in the second period. He's down in the third period.
And he feels like he can rack up some points.
Well, no, it wasn't his choice. It was
Kaczynski?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaczynski says, hey, let me try to throw the leg in. But can't do that. Control right there by Patterson. He's out, and he's going to get a reversal with his feet in. That reversal goes up 10-0. You asked me a little while ago about the most outstanding wrestler. Well, every match I watch, I keep thinking.
You feel like every other one.
Oh yeah, it really is. I mean, again, because we've had some dominating matches, we've had some J.P. O'Connor, just the greatness out there. I mean, look at this. I mean, that was Kaczynski trying to make the lateral drop in the throw, and Patterson finishes it off.
Right, let's talk about the outstanding wrestling. I mean, you look back at some of the matches we've seen so far. Obviously, Delgado with a great comeback win over Naguib. J.P. O'Connor, pretty much a dominating performance against Lombardo, and then nice match by chairs. But Patrovich, the pin over Hickson, and now this match with Patterson doing what he's doing.
Sure, there are a lot of people, and what ends up happening is a lot of times it has to be a show, something that's great. Now, I don't know that Delgado's takedown in the last second is going to be that show that you're looking for, but somebody, J.P. O'Connor putting on the domination he did, Ryan Patrovich with the pin that he did, or just the complete domination right now that we see Josh Patterson putting on. And again, if he could turn him over and pin him before the end of the period, that also is going to catch the eye of a lot of people. Right. So it's And we still have guys like Majay Jochum coming up from Horace, who's just a stud. I want to see what he does.
And then Ferber and Burnett's going to be a good one. Joe Getz and Deinhardt, two good wrestlers as well. And you can't even forget Lou Ruggirello at the 119. He had a pin over Einfrank, so he obviously had a very good match as well.
Sure.
This one, 10-0 right now. Yep, three-time champion. This one, 10-0. 45 seconds remains in the third period. As this match is kind of getting out of hand right now, Patterson leading. Let's go over to mat number 2. They're going to overtime.
Brendan Lapp in the maroon jersey out of Maple Hill and Casey McDonald out of Waverly have gone to overtime, tied at 2. And it's been a good match, back and forth, neither guy giving an inch.
His toe, I'll tell you something, if he would have turned to his back right there, he could have had it because his toes are now, his knees are out. And John Trusillo, who's our official right there, he says, nope. Knees are out of bounds, you're out there. No takedown, no control.
McDonald led this match 2-0.
Remember our rules, 1 minute overtime, first takedown wins. If you don't, then you go to a coin toss, color red or green, and see who gets the flip and decides whether they want to be up or down. It's a 30-second period. This looks like he could have a 2. Keeps his feet in bounds, he got his 2, and that's the champion.
Lapp is your champ with the takedown on Casey McDonald. And the senior, Brandon Lapp, out of Maple Hill, Section 2 in Albany, with the overtime win, 4-2 over Casey McDonald. He is your 171-pound New York State champ. Let the celebration begin. 3 more matches to go in the New York State Championships, and we're back to the Nassau Coliseum. We got them all. 189 up next. You're watching high school wrestling championship style on Cablevision Sports.
Gold medal swimmer Amanda Beard.
When America's national symbol, the bald eagle, was threatened with extinction, we responded with the Endangered Species Act, a law which now protects more than 1,000 different species. But as some species recover, others become imperiled. Let us pledge to the next generation that we will help protect America's wildlife heritage for them.
Thanks, Amanda.
Join me and Defenders of Wildlife to help save something wild. Visit defenders.org.
Getting ready for the 189-pound championship, Ryan Lamagra and Mache Jochum right here at the New York State Champions. You're looking at Lamagra right there from Wayne, and then Mache Jochum from Harris.
Mache, a senior, 41-0. Lamagra, a junior, 46-1. And we're ready to see some wrestling right now.
This is another one of the matches you said you were looking forward to. Lamagra, 46-1, an excellent wrestler, just a junior. And Jochum, the man or boy, whatever you want to call, last week you said reminded you of Drago from Rocky.
Oh, he really does. I mean, he's Polish instead of Russian, but it doesn't matter. The kid is a stud. He is so strong. Great semifinal match today. I mean, he, lateral drops, whatever you want to throw, he uses his strength. And you see right now, he's in a little trouble right now with Lamagra coming up, but watch what he's going to do. Well, maybe, maybe not. Both feet, and good call right there. As we have our official, TJ Freyer, on the call, and he's right there on the spot. Herrick's Magic, 40-0, 189. Mache Jochum, there it is.
Take a look at how Joachim got here. Won 6-3 over Steve Loomis in the semifinals. Loomis from Oxford Academy, Section 4. And LaMagre won 7-2 over Mike Van Houten of Monroe Woodbury, Section 9.
A good look there. Cliff Forsey on the right, Frank Seckler on the left. Frank's dad, Jerry Seckler, friends of Long Island Wrestling, has done such a great job with all of wrestling on Long Island, whether it be Nassau or Suffolk County or the Catholic high schools. I mean, they honor their Men of the Year and put people into the Hall of Fame continually. So Jerry Seckler, congratulations on a great job for Long Island Wrestling. Take a look at Mache right there. You know, again, feeling out the situation early, but when he gets in control, he gets into cruise control, and he may be undefeated with 41-0, but LaMagre, 46-1, third in New York State last year.
That's nothing to scoff at.
Exactly. He is a tough task to undertake right now.
And both of these big boys at 189 pounds kind of feeling each other out, don't want to make any mistakes early on in the match.
And remember, you know, LaMagre was third in the state last year as a sophomore. When you're that weight and you're only a sophomore in high school, it's tough to do that well. So obviously he's been wrestling since he's been a little kid and has been very, very successful with it.
Both of these kids are built like football players.
One more time, I was going to say, LaMagre's done a nice job of getting in on Joachim both times, but Joachim's been able to counter due to his strength. Little shrug there by LaMagre, unsuccessful.
13 seconds remains.
TJ Freya says, let's get back to the middle, guys, and see what we can do in the last 13 seconds.
Joachim and LaMagre. And that will end your first period. It's scoreless. We haven't seen a lot of scoreless first periods.
No, we haven't. Scott Freischlag, he's the coach of LaMagre from Wayne High School, and if you remember, just last match we had
Josh Patterson.
Exactly, Josh Patterson, who also is another one of his great wrestlers. So
and these
nice
are Section 5 kids too, so they're pretty much locking up that team standings.
Exactly.
Patterson won that one over Kaczynski. 10-2 ended up being the final as Patterson won the 171, and of course we're in the 189 right now, still scoreless.
Mache on top, looking to bar the arm. He's just going to tilt him right now, get him over. Hasn't cranked him yet though. He can't do it, and he gave up too. That was not a smart move on his part at all. When you're going to tilt, you don't tilt in a position like that. Poor hip movement.
And now LaMagre picks up 2. So it's 2-0.
And it's a cheap 2. I mean, it wasn't he didn't have to work hard for that. He just sort of rolled over and got his 2, and Mache put himself in that bad position.
Let's see if Joachim can escape. And he does. Picks up a nice easy 2. It didn't seem like LaMagre thought he'd be able to hold him down.
Well, that's 1 point for the escape, and you're right, he was able to get out very, very easily. So now it's going to go back to a takedown though, because it's a 2-to-1 switch, and Joachim was in control before, and it's just what a nice duck on.
Oh, great
just
move.
Speed. You see that? And that shows you what being on the mat all the time he's done since he's been a kid wrestler for Ryan LaMagre shows. It's just great mat smarts. Excellent duck under. Gets his 2, gets control, and again, he'll give 2-to-1 with no problem at all. You're going to watch Mache come out real quick, but who cares? Have to clear the leg, which he does. LaMagre picks up on the single.
There you go, got it now, 4-2.
You see, Joachim goes halfway through with that. Here's a bear hug. You got to get your feet down. Don't give up on your feet. And actually, smart move on Joachim's part, just giving up the 2 and going down, because he could have gone to his back because he didn't have his feet on the mat. LaMagre dominating on the feet right now. Joachim gets the escapes, but again, he's going 2-to-1. It's going to be 6-3. And the only thing Joachim has going for him really is he does have a good lateral drop if he can get tie up, but I'm sure that LaMagre is going to be aware of that and not give him that.
I think early on it looks like Joachim is the stronger of the 2, but LaMagre is really quick.
Well, he's quick, and he also has good wrestling moves. He knows, he's able to duck on, he's able to spin behind, he's great mat sense.
Nearing the end of the second period with Mache Joachim trailing Ryan LaMagre of Wayne 6-3.
Mache trying to shrug there, but shrug not working at all. Injury time for LaMagre.
Only a minute and a half on the injury time, so obviously not a blood injury.
But one of the things we've seen with Joachim in the past is turning LaMagre. Tony Mara from Nassau County Training does such a great job, but he's back off the map because Joachim just says, no, I don't want to be wiped down. I just want to make sure that I get a little water, get a little hydration here. But Joachim is in such great physical condition. He can go 6 minutes with no problem at all. So let's see if the third period maybe wears LaMagra down a little. And again, you usually have a 46-1 record. You're not pushed that often. You don't wrestle too many 6-minute matches.
And there you go. So we'll enter the third period with Joachim trailing 6-3 to LaMagra. Joachim chooses down. So he'll probably get his one quick escape point. And LaMagra trying his best, and now it looks like Joachim will be able to get out.
LaMagra's going to drive him out.
Still drove him out. Okay.
We got a storm warning now on LaMagra. And this is really what Joachim needs. What Joachim needs to do is to escape and to get.
And LaMagra just said he's going to let him out.
Okay, escape and get a stalling point. Now, LaMagra feels much more comfortable on the feet as you look at his coach over there, Scott Fleischlein.
And he's looked more comfortable on his feet, definitely.
Absolutely. But if you get the stalling point before you get the takedown, I'm talking about for Joachim, you can get this match and win it. If you just get the takedown, you have to ride him, and you're not going to get the takedown at all. So overhook, and drive back. There you go. Now throw. Step in and throw right there. You got the line. Now you got to break and go.